We're just straight natural.
No,
look,
it's just, we got gummy bears every now and then.
Yeah.
We're going to rock some apple fritters when we're feeling right.
That's right.
That's going to work pretty well for me. Oreo cookies are pretty delicious. No, I'm just...
Hey man,
all of those things are good, but
hey man, the only thing I need is some hugs from the kids. You know what I'm saying? So give me a hug. Yeah, we're ready to go right now. But the market needs a hug right here. I got to just making sure I got to get into the right stream. I'm not ready at all. I was just watching this market.
The chat.
Okay, what's going on in the chat?
Well, what's going on in the chat is Skull says Netflix needs to split. Skull says market. Oh my. Okay.
Netflix needs to split.
Markets drop. Kevin, Tesla push. Look, Intel, I don't know why. Look, man, I don't know what's going on with Intel. But generally speaking, I'm just, when there's no news on something like this, I'm usually thinking, I was just talking to Mateo, I'm like usually thinking the other direction. I was in it before this all happened. This is why you trade with stops. I've taken a couple shots, tight stops each time. And now you just got a trend break of the entirety of the move. I'm not sure this can get to VWAP. But 2175 to 2180 would be the next level. The biggest sign of strength would be if it breaks the trend from the parabolic move and this dip. If it breaks this trend line and can't even get past like this 2170 level, then you know something is seriously up if the buyers were able to re-engage at that price. So my stop is now at the prior, not even the prior bar, like the current bar of, sorry, it's the prior bar, but the bar that I got in on. It's starting to move down, if that makes any sense. And I see Alexander say that they're natural. Congratulations, whatever works for you. As I said, the market just lost the volume-weighted average price. It was absolutely cruising.
Man, damn it. I was long the TQs there, too.
The Nasdaq was bouncing off VWAP on an upward trend after a massive midday. Like, look at the rebound. When was the last time we had a bottoming tail candle like this on the Nasdaq and we didn't have a strong afternoon? Usually that's what you expect to see. Okay, so now it's bouncing back into the upside. We're going to go over to, oh no, Palantir's not above VWAP. Why did I think?
I'm long Palantir here at 131. We got a decent size here, but still like to get this going a little bit more than where we are right now. Yeah, so there it is. Sorry, that's Blue Ocean. Palantir Blue Ocean. No, we don't want that. We want the main one right into here. So here we go. We'll see what winds up happening, man. We just had a little bit of a dump down. We were sitting there, so we were able to buy something on the dip, but we did get hit on our, okay, first of all, Tesla. Wow, we're still in that one. But Palantir, just for, we were sitting here at 131. I mean, our stop, like, again, we almost got stopped out again. So it's just a matter of waiting to see if this market wants to do something or not. And by do something, I mean, hit these bottoms again. These curbs are getting hit. We just went and tried to go long on 75 right there off of VWAP with the market. That came just screaming in. I don't know what was going on. But you have to get out, right? I mean, we say that all the time. If you don't trade with stops, you're trading very, very dangerously in this market. But okay, here comes PLTR. It's going to be a good one, hopefully, for us. We were short early. Then we just were trying to play some longs off of 131, and we just got some out at the 200 and at the 50-period moving average. Again, I'm going to take another piece out right here at 36 if we're able to. But yeah, so far so good here. Been a busy day. Lots of movement in many different names. So we're getting ready to go. Remember we nailed Snapchat earlier? And again, this was just fluky. I don't know. It's down where it was now, but I was like, huh? There that goes on Snapchat is talking about augmented glasses again, I guess, from 2026. So that went up and then whoosh all the way to the downside. This is part of the excitement that we're talking about here today, as many names kind of just kicking around. We may get stopped out of Nvidia pretty soon, but right now it's Nvidia, Palantir, Tesla, and Google. With these two, the newer ones right there with Nvidia. We got stopped out there. Partly came all the way back, took some more out for flats. But yeah, so far trying to deal with this Nvidia. We went long right here at sort of that breaking spot. And yeah, not great right now for NVDA, as it looks like it wants to take down 142. So yuck, man. Market's still going lower there. I thought we were battling back there into VWAP. It looks like we're trying to make that next leg down. So take some profits where profits lie, and we did that on Palantir. And now we have to wait to see if this market wants to blast higher, because right now it is a downside push. So.
Yeah, it is a downside push. The only thing that's not going downside, I mean, it's going downside from where I entered this last short, but it just bounces Intel. The buying continues. Remember, there's no story here. I've seen I've seen like a few posts on X where people are like, ha ha ha, people are now calling Intel value or like their credit, whatever. It's just a lot of nonsense. Like it's just anyone trying to make like a bull, anyone that previously made a bull case for it is going to come out and say like, oh, this is some kind of an AI value play. I saw a couple of posts like that. But realistically, for this much volume and this kind of a move and to go about like 8% to the upside, if there's no story that we hear this afternoon, then there's something's going to have happened overnight, and you know how this works, right? Like something's happening, and somebody knows something. Unfortunately, this is a particular case where, like, trust me, we got all the resources out there for you guys. It's just in this particular case, we're a little bit blind. If there had been news, I'd probably take a shot at this to the long side, but it is what it is. Just very quickly, if Tesla goes to VWAP again.
I'm on Palantir. I'm
taking this one at the volume weighted average price. I missed it the second time through, got it the first. We're going to go for it one more time if we get down there. I'm not sure we can. But yeah, let's see what happens, man. Could be manipulation, could be nothing. Who knows? Maybe it's just some algo gone rogue. That's happened before.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a value. I think it's just like there's been so many recoveries, right? We've seen AMD recover. We've seen Nvidia near all-time highs again. Marvell's made a move back up. Broadcom, I don't know what Broadcom's doing, but out of all of the chip names right now, Broadcom's still hovering around that level. Out of all of the chip names right now, they're all going to look a lot different than Intel. I mean, look at where Broadcom is. We've seen AMD, right? And then you look at what Intel's doing, and today's going to be something special for Intel because of the day. But if you take away this huge move right there today, Intel's still right here. It's like one of those names that really hasn't done anything in the chip space since, we talked about this since 1987, but, it hasn't done anything in the last 6 months for sure. It's just been hovering around. We had some big moves up on Lip Bhutan, a little bit of a move back upside there, and then right into here. Now, maybe you're starting to see some value. Remember, we had, I keep thinking Oracle, but it's not Oracle. It was someone else had a little bit of interest in them before. But anyways, long story short, we'll see what the story is there with Intel. Nice move back here. Qualcomm, that's what it is. I always confuse those two. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Good remembering there because I'm always confusing those two names. Well, I wish I didn't get out of as much Palantir as I did, but there goes Palantir right now, right back up to the upside on strong market play. So we bought the dip at 131. I mean, that's what we wanted to do on that move down. Here's 80 cents for us back in on Palantir. We just need this guy to go. Let's go right now, Nvidia. So, all right, we're going to do, there's going to be, CoreWeave I wanted to look at there. I just didn't know because I saw Trump talking, but I guess he's done now. Our TV is off over there. So we'll wait to hear some more information. We're excited for this no matter what. It's Sharif. He's over there at the screen. Let's go over some names you want to talk about.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're locked and they're loaded and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get the tickers up there is to join Joseph and I on the midday show and get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. But you got to be a subscriber in order to vote and engage in general in the chat. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. Here's a look at all four major averages. Even though we're selling off right now on the NQ and the ES, they're still in positive territory. The NQ to the tune of 0.18%. The ES outperforming a little bit here, up 0.2, with the Russell 2000, the strongest of the bunch, up 1/3%, and the Dow almost flat, up 0.06. The first ticker, as decided by you guys, TSLA, and it's rising up from the ashes here, up into that $320 level, up 3.5%, likely as a result of this. This is a video posted by Elon Musk of the robotaxi out in Austin driving itself. That is a Model Y, the Juniper, followed by another one there, and it's stopping for pedestrians, boys, so at least it's not running people over yet.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tesla.
Yet, I thought they had a lot of successful test drives.
Yeah,
the model. I was doing the studies before. It was something like millions and millions of miles without an accident or something currently right now with Model Y and millions. But Sharif.
Come on. He's just having fun.
Oh, by the way, I thought, ever since Randy's got to get on this Tesla thing now, so now he's test driving Model Ys. Yeah, of course he's going to do it, man. It's like I jump into the pool and it's like, okay, it's warm, and all these sharks start swimming around. But we got to get you one, we got to get Randy one. Joseph's thinking Joseph's going to get one on his way back from Turkey.
Away from that, man. Like it's not that close for me.
No, for you it doesn't make any sense because we got the charging station.
Well, I'm saying since the charging station got here, like I might drive into the office like a handful of times a year. As Shreve says, do it, Neil. If Tesla gets to VWAP, we'll do it. So to those that say don't trade with the stop, or don't trade with the stop. Well, you need to have a stop in there. There was a big spike in the middle of the day to the downside. I was trading off VWAP, scalping off VWAP. I didn't have a stop in. I actually confirmed. I thought I had hit enter. I thought I had the stop. I didn't have the stop in, so it wasn't even a keystroke error. It was that it wasn't in. And that is I ended up having to punch out manually, so when stop missed, I quickly went to try to swipe right after. That order was still in there, so it's going to code as a sell, but that wasn't a short sell. That was a cover of a long. I then went long again, almost got it back to green, but that move didn't push all the way into the high. So I want one more shot at this on Tesla if we can get it back into VWAP. Look, Tesla, it looks really good today. It looks really good on the daily as well. This, knock on wood, close above the 200-period moving average again. So it ends up just pulling into first support on the what are we calling it, the spat or the argument or whatever. And when they make up, it holds that 200-period. We should close looking to fill this gap back into, like, what's the bottom there? 330, call it the low 330s. That's the first step. There's plenty of time left in the week for it to get there. But yeah, the close above the 200-period, only looking long after that. The market with that little dip, I think we get maybe one more shot at VWAP, if that, on Tesla.
Yeah, look, Tesla for me today was a big idea. It was the number one idea on the board for me. And the thing is, it didn't get to 310 is what we wrote. Wow. Actually. Wow, it did get to 310 pretty much. I mean, that's the level. I don't even know what I was doing at that time. I didn't even think we got down there. But there it is right there. Tesla 310 dip buy. Crazy. Or the 318 break. Well, at the end of the day, it didn't do either one. It did finally, but the trade that I took was that break right there of 316.50. It did have a nice move up, and then it fell back in, and that's where we were able to, no outs, right? That's where we were able to catch that long right there, that 313, there was a wick down candle there that we were playing. Maybe if I zoom in, you'll be able to see. Yeah, right there. So we actually do have a stop right there once it broke VWAP, and then we waited, gave us that little wick bottom, then we bought it off of that. And then since then, it's been nothing but upside here for Tesla. We're still in a very, very small piece. We'll wait to see. Our best out rate there is I put the out rate right at the high at that time, 321. So we do have a 321, $8 winner. It does go about 9, but the amount of money it goes in the money doesn't matter. We're just trying to trade it the way we want to. So there's a bunch of outs on the 50 period. There's an out on the break of the 50 period. These are all from this trade, right? And then there's the high of the day at that time right there, 321. We've made new highs now, bouncing off the 200 again. So I chose Palantir and Nvidia to go long. It looks like we could have made some money, obviously, there with Tesla as well. Okay, we're going hard right now. Back there to the upside. There goes Nvidia. Let's go. And then let's go with Palantir as well. So some good longs that we grabbed off that, whatever that was, bottom there. Oh, wow. Look at that Palantir. Kathy, did you just go in there or what? That was a nice little boost up there. Thanks, Kathy, for that move. We just broke through 132, and I was not sitting there. Wow, that went to 132.13. And, when you're playing with shares, those kind of things, you got to get that. So I'm going to sit there. We punched out there at 05 or 04, fives, and now we're waiting at 10s. But let's wait to see. Good move higher here in the market. Let's go, Nvidia. You can do this as well, my guy. So far so good here in this market. That was scary. Those the drops are pretty hard here. So Tesla, robo-taxis. Oh, the other story about all of that is Uber, because Uber today, although it's only down 0.5 right now, it was a lot lower there, down to 85 and change. So we were initially trying to go long on Uber, and then that like Neil was talking about with stop orders and stuff, once that breaks, we get out, and then it falls down about another $1.50 all the way to 85.70. Our out there is $87. So a nice move down, makes its way all the way back up pretty much to those levels again, and then whooshing back down. So I think robo-taxis are bad news for Uber, but is it? I mean, that's a thing that we should be talking about maybe a little more on the show, because I think Uber can take advantage of this as well, get more efficient.
I don't think it's all bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's all bad.
The algos know what they want to do with that trade, but I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's all bad either. So, all right, we'll go back over and discuss the next play, Google, and oh boy, we're in the money on that one too.
Up a 1.33%, but off the highs, guys. Good day today for Google. It was a big spike up on the price of Google, simultaneous spike down on Microsoft. Don't know if that's still the case, but OpenAI looking to tap Google's unprecedented cloud deal, putting the AI rivalry in focus, guys. So OpenAI, Google doing business.
Yes, and the analysis of Google is going to be brought to you by our good friends over at Easy Trading Computers. You ready to fully optimize the computer you use for trading every single day? Well, Easy Trading Computers and Trader TV have teamed up to bring you an exclusive sale on the world's most powerful AI-ready computers for trading. This limited-time desktop and laptop sale includes exclusive performance upgrades, bonus gear, and 0% financing. And it's only for Trader TV viewers. Scan the QR code, enter your email, and unlock access before it's gone. This exclusive sale is ending June 12th at 5 p.m. Eastern. So scan that QR or click the link in the description box. Shout out to Easy Trading. I'll leave Google, like Alphabet to you for the trading side of it, because I mean the only good thing about me selling a portion of my Alphabet in the long term was that I put it into Meta, which I'm willing to bet on a net percentage basis is probably a wash. So it's like, you know, you moved it from one hand to the other, and I mean, you have to pay some fees in there. Maybe it's a little bit up, but yeah, Google is an absolute, it's strong today, and it's breaking out on the daily. It speaks for itself. Maybe it can get back to its highs the way the other Mag 7 spawns Apple, well, and Tesla have done so.
Well, I made a lot. We've done good making some money back here on these plays. But yeah, no, Google, I'll probably have to do the same kind of math because you guys, oh, by the way, I got out of some JP Morgan today at 268.40 or something like that. We'll talk about that in a minute. I got out of about 10% of the position, I think. We'll double check. Well, not I think. I know we got at 10%, but I'll double check the price. Okay, so Google, I don't know, man. We heard that in our ear there. I heard the OpenAI story, and I was just like, okay. And yeah, that's basically what that was right there. So we were able to buy that break of 178. We actually, if I remember correctly, we put in like half a unit or something like that when we first heard the story. Then it fell back into our lap at 178. And it's just kind of lucky that we didn't break too much lower because we were playing off of VWAP and stuff like that. So yeah, it just kept on cracking higher. Then the next thing we knew, it just really ripped up. So that turned out to be about a $3 winner at some point. And right now we have a very, very small piece left. Thankfully, as we got out, I don't know why we got out there. Oh, one in front of 180, that's why. As it rips into 180 again, then it comes back in and we get it another piece. So I have less than 2%, about 2% left right now of Google out right there. Should have probably bought some more on that dip. I don't mind this at 178. I mean, look, OpenAI, and again, I have to double check the story before I talk too much about it, but OpenAI was in talks with Google. I think they bought some computing power. So, and I think they went to Google there. Well, I don't know if it's a cloud deal or what, but that really started that name going higher. So right now up 1.43%. Again, I like the stock. Seems to be a good one. And then I rotated. I sold it at 160 and change. So like 160, like $160 and like 50 cents or something. And then I just went into Eli Lilly because again, way too much involved with tech. And Eli Lilly has done okay from 750. It's only up $50, but still that's up about 6 or 7%. So I think net I'm probably down on that switch, but we're not. Wow. Okay, man. Palantir right there now $1.40 right now. What's up, Ozan? Off of that recent dip. The thing is, that's what we talk about when. Okay. I'm gonna get some more out here at 54s. That's what we talk about when knowing what you want to do when you see something happen. Right? I mean, Palantir, the market came back in. We were already trying to get long ahead of 131, then boom to the upside. Now, Neil and I, we saw ETH on here, Ethereum, and we were both like, huh? So let's go find the story.
Sean, that's what we're up on the day. This is the chart on ETH. Obviously, it's the Grayscale Ethereum ETF, but I'll show you guys over here what it looks like on the daily, and we're still well off that double top, guys, at $4,000, kind of in the middle here, but breaking into new highs. Kind of looks like it's putting a bit of a bull flag there. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, a bull flag in a not a great looking trend for ETH. Bitcoin I like better, But yeah, 28.5. We break 28.5, and wherever that move slows down, I'm selling more ETH. So that's actually, I'm glad we looked at it a little bit here, because that's pretty much all I see. As far as a day trade goes, I don't know what you're going to do with this up here. Like early, unless you had it early, or maybe when we had that market dip before noon, like that was pretty much it. Like it's sideways action. You could call it, you could maybe make an argument that there's a nice little wedge pattern being broken. But since it broke the trend on a 15-minute, it broke the downward trend an hour ago and is still not going. So yeah, I think this is one of those congratulations for the relief rally. But I think if it breaks 28.5, I mean, maybe I'd even wait for like a 3,000 test, and then I'd be looking to cover some more as it pushes into if it 4,000. I know for sure I'd be getting some out on. So, anyways, that'd be the look. If it had broken that trend and done something, you might have a look. But there's just really nothing going on in Ethereum that I can see right now. Nice move.
Yeah, I mean, it's up nicely. I've sold some out on Ethereum. So, sans looking at charts like Neil. I would say we talk about Bitcoin a lot. Ethereum's been down. It's down quite a bit. Its high was 4,800 or something like that. So to see it at 27 or 28, I mean, there's still some room to go on Ethereum. I like it. I like XRP. I mean, I'm not going to bore everybody with going over all of these coins, but just quickly, because then we got to get on to the next one here. If we look right here, big market cap right now, 3.54 rate there on the whole industry. It's been going up, and of course that's helped by Ethereum today. And there it is right there. XRP is, I mean, that's been the most recent buys for me. Is XRP at 228, Solana at 158, not doing too much. There's Circle's big asset right there, USD, what they brought to the market. That's not doing anything, obviously at $1, thankfully. And then Cardano's the other one there at 70 cents. I always look at those XRP, Cardano, Ethereum, and BTC because as part of that crypto, like at Fort Knox, where there's actually no gold, maybe there's actually Bitcoin in the treasury. But the Bitcoin treasury, that's what it was there by Donald Trump, listed a few names, and they were on there. So I got to start emptying out, man. We had a nice little run on a lot of these names here, including Palantir and Nvidia. So I'm just starting to piece a lot of these out now on the high side because the market's battled all the way back here into the 50-period moving average, and we've been taking advantage of those outs. But you could see here on Palantir, we just got a bunch outs up here at 132.50, man. I trade around 50s, quarters, and all that, right? So there's a bunch more out. We're going to get some more. I'm going to put something at 36, 30. There we go. We just got a 37 out again. So getting lighter and lighter. It's just a big win, and we want to make sure we capture as much of this as we possibly can on Palantir. Like Palantir's not even on here. Neither is Nvidia or nothing. But GameStop after the bell should be a good one, Sharif.
Absolutely, Sean, and this will be the first earnings report we get after finding out that they added Bitcoin to their balance sheet, and that's what the analysts are talking about here. It's down on the day to the tune of 1.5%, losing that $30 level that it had been defending for a period of weeks now, but we'll find out after the bell. Make sure to catch that with Sean and Adair on the Market Recap Show.
Still going to take that 31 break if it happens intraday. But you're going to have to wait till after earnings for that move. I thought there was a chance. I mean, we've thought there was a chance for the last week. Whatever. That you were going to be able to make this breakout at 31. It's just not happening. So you're consolidating on GameStop. It's a nice consolidation because you're off you're off some of those lows. It looks actually not bad. It's just, you're going completely sideways. So the fear would be that that it does nothing, and everyone that's aggressive in options gets rinsed. 11% expected move. For me, if it's not above 31, I don't think I trade it tomorrow. I don't want any part of GameStop inside of the range post earnings. It needs to be breaking out. For all the, I don't really care one way or the other, but probably more exciting and more fun if it actually breaks that 31 level. So that's all I'm looking for. If there's any sympathy plays to be had out there, fair enough. You can look at fading some of those if they try to go. Like sometimes you'll get these weird moves on Chewy instead, although the GameStoppers hate Chewy sometimes. Because it's like it takes away, Chewy and Unity take away from the action in GameStop apparently. But yeah, it needs to break out. Disappointing action today. Very disappointing.
Right. We're going to wait for some GameStop. I mean, Tesla right now is 322. I mean, this is almost going to be that 10-bagger Sharif was talking about here as we continue to go higher and higher here on Tesla, man. Small piece left, obviously. I wish if we had a lot, we'd be a little more excited. But there it goes. Good move. There goes Tesla, man. See you later. I prognosticated this yesterday and this morning as well. I was like, today we probably will see 330. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But that would be nice in the next couple of days. And then I said, next stop after that. I really do believe it. 350 to 360. We're going to be getting up here, I would say, even by the end of this week. I think Tesla continues to be so super strong. We're seeing that here today. And then this is without even any deals or anything. So I'm excited to see what happens with Tesla moving forward. And I'm not talking up my book or anything like that. I mean, I own Tesla, but I haven't traded this thing in a while. I'm just holding on to the shares that I own. So yeah, Tesla is still a nice move higher. Let's go find out. So GameStop joined on Darren and I after the bell. We have Brian Shannon today as well. So there's going to be a lot to talk about, and excited to do that live tonight. So we'll do that, and let's go talk about Micron, another name that I haven't really paid too much attention to.
High bandwidth memory back in focus, guys, and Micron involved in that, shipping some of their most advanced HBMs out to their customers, 36 gigabytes of 12 high memory samples to multiple key customers being reported here, and to the market liking it to the tune of almost 2 1/3%, guys. Good look today for Micron.
Yeah, of all the chip names, I mean, look, obviously, the midday when you guys were voting, you couldn't have known what Intel was going to do. Right. So that's fine. Micron looks fantastic, but this is going to be a breakout at $115. Get my head out of the way. There you go. Now you can see. This is going to be a breakout at $115. Win, lose, or draw, going to have it. We've talked about this every single time that it's gotten there, and every single time it has failed to break this level. This goes all the way back to the end of 2024, where you've been failing or in and around this price. What's distinctly different here is the move it's made off the 200-period moving average. So it's much more bullish this time around. It failed it again here today. This actually looks good for a VWAP bounce. Yeah, like look at this. Nice little double bottom, hold above the volume weighted average price. I think you're out to 113. I think buying dips into 113 looks pretty good on this. Like you said, you couldn't have known anything was going on with Intel, but somebody is holding the line at 22 on Intel. The market's bouncing and it's not breaking back up, so I like that. But until it breaks 22, I'm not making a move. Like this is either breaking this top where we got in, or it's breaking 22 and it's going to fall back on Intel. If it was going with the market right now, I'd feel a little bit like you should scalp it out. But the fact that it's no longer running and the volume has come back in, especially with the market bouncing, makes me want to hold on to it. But yeah, Micron looks pretty solid off 113 even here, and some point this week, hopefully a 115 break.
Gosh, man, this Palantir just keeps going up, and we have Nvidia, so Nvidia will be a good trade today. I think it'll be, we have Marvell, we have Nvidia. That's it as far as chip names are concerned here today. And we started shorting Nvidia, right? We were going against this level where we're at right now. Good shorts again. Then we break above and get stopped out, so we're making money there. Then we went long, lost the bid on whatever that move was, and it was pretty good move down, and it was pretty aggressive, bought back up, came back in again. Then all of a sudden, like we were just like, okay, we're going to use 142 as our out here for Nvidia. So right now it's $1, and it's going higher. So this is real good, man. At one point when we were holding on to this, like we don't have any stops here. Like we bought 142.50s. It went all the way down to 142 and change. We were out a lot. Like it was not great. But now we bring it back, and the net is happy for that. So far so good there on that move. But yeah, Nvidia, nice move there. We could check out what Marvell's been doing. Marvell was virtually a flat trade for me today. We will wind up just paying fees and be down on this a little bit because we didn't get it all out. It ripped up. That was nice. And then it came back in. We're basically flat on it, is what I'm trying to say. There it is, 68.75. We dip bought a little bit in there, and then once it broke through 68.70, we wound up losing. So kind of like nothing, 20 cents there, and then lost 10 cents there on a reloaded position. So give or take, down a couple bucks on Marvell. That one did not go according to plan. I thought Marvell would be upside today, and it's not, so it's downside. So there it is, man. Thank you, everybody, for an awesome market, not recap show, but a sector rundown with the best thing there. Most viewers returned to your channel. Good. Hit like, hit subscribe, man. Let's get that one going right now. We only have, well, I have to refresh. I'm showing 40 likes. I sure hope that is off a little bit right there. 208, yeah, 207 likes right now. 5,600 watching. Very, very light numbers, but that's okay. Hit the like and the subscribe right now. See if we can get that up to 5 bills, right? I mean, we always about 1 in every 10. Like, we can do that. I think we need to do higher than that, but if you can get that, let's go. Hit the like button. Thank you so much for all of that. And again, we'd say this, and it's somewhat scientific, but if you do hit the like button, then there's more of a chance that your next trades will be profitable.
I've heard this.
So it's like, it's something that I say and haven't really tested it, but like, I just hit the like button, you know, and we just took another.
Hey, thank you, Curtis Webb.
Yeah. What's up, Curtis Webb?
Shout out to Curtis Webb. Without a message, a super chat.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
There it is. Just appreciate you, Curtis. It'll go to maybe putting an extra coat on those desks behind us, because everything's getting set up for Studio 8, everybody. Like, it's getting very, well, I mean, it's been real because you've been hearing all the construction around here, so you can't say that it hasn't been real. But yeah, we're starting to actually see, you guys can't tell, like, there's a rough.
I think it's the fall. Oh, so you can see right behind me. That's
like,
that's a desk right there.
And kind of what it might end up looking like behind us. Desk behind, and then a desk on the other side. We'll get into it a little bit later. I was going to mention I'll go to Uber in a second, because I had meant to talk about it, and then we got sidetracked with something else, I think, probably. But yeah, Uber was absolutely cruising. But remember I said Intel, it's either breaking that top or we're waiting for it to break 22. Well, the stop is in above this current bar. If it wicks me out, I do want to be ready for like an entry back into the same range for pretty much the same trade. But as I said before, there isn't a story here. If something hits the wire, we'll let you guys know. And I just wanted to give that update because it's a couple of cents away there. Uber is falling asleep. It's one of the more frustrating trades because I don't remember what it was a Tesla robotaxi. Right, so I was in with a stop underneath. I was long. I had been stopped out at the low of the day and gotten right back in at 86. I had a trail at 87, and it was absolutely cruising. I had my offer actually 10 cents higher. Actually, not even 10 cents higher. It was like 5 cents higher. I was out in front of 87.5, and then my trail hit. I haven't jumped back in. It looks relatively weak. It's no longer moving with the market. I think Uber might be sitting it out for a little bit here after the strong run that it's had. I think it just needs to settle down. It just had like 5 or 6 days in a row to the upside, but not looking good amidst Tesla strength. If anything, the market starts to roll over again. Uber might be a short off VWAP, as much as I was only looking long on Uber today. But frustrating, because that was the one long that worked out relatively well. And then Tesla Robotaxi ended up happening. So only in Intel. I do like this Micron if we can get a good solid entry off of this 113 low, but haven't really been able to get into it just yet. It's back underneath VWAP, but support at 113, not the volume weighted average price, at least currently on MU. Malek, are you taking any position in Apple? I don't think so. Apple was frustrating this morning, and I'm staying away from it.
What's up to Wisp Away? Good duel over there with the spins. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I could talk a little bit about Apple. You know, we were short early there, and then I tried to go long basically on that move that went to the downside. And yeah, that could have been picked up as well at 201 and change. I mean, it basically landed right into its bottom of the day. I mean, forget about the first. I'm done looking at the first 5 minutes, right? I mean, unless we're going to be low and then I want to look at these kind of levels, fine. But other than that, man, I mean, we came back in right there at 10 o'clock, 9:50, and gave this 201.40 area a look, and we bounced around there for a minute and then took off, right? And so that should have been, you know, I was sitting on Nvidia and Palantir, and I couldn't be more happy to do that. So, but that was a good level again. So I think if you are looking, and I know that that was sort of the question there, if we're looking at anything here for Apple, but I would think that this 201, bless you, Ramin, down here at 201.40 or so, that could be a spot. So I was just going to say, like, if you are looking for something, maybe there. I'm sort of married to the longs that I'm already in right now, so we'll wait and see if there's some sort of a comeback from there. But today, man, I've pretty much overtraded. Like, we'll be red on Apple, so that's 1. Amazon's the second name, that's 2. Google's 3, so that's 2 for 3. IBIT 4. Marvell 5 names. And Marvell was okay. Nvidia, 6 names, already too many, but Nvidia is going to be maybe my number one. Palantir, it's fine. We always like Palantir. That's 7 names. Then the futures shouldn't even really count, but it does. Look where we went long, man. We would be well in the money now, but unfortunately, like I said, man, victim on that move down a couple times. So right there, that sucks because we got hit on. That was a decent sized position too. There, and then out on that flush. That sucked. So this might be my reddest name. Oh no, Apple will be. And then Tesla. I mean, come on, that's a good one there. 7 or 8 names. Wow, Tesla's 323. And remember yesterday, man, yesterday during the afternoon when this was happening, I'm like, my trade tomorrow is Tesla long. So right into there, man, we smoked it. And we're really happy that we're able to do that because, again, sticking with your plans, Neil writes it down on a gangster iPad. I just keep it right up here. And it was like, I needed to make sure to take this trade. I knew it was going to be there. I didn't even look at anything. As soon as I came in, I just opened up the charts, wrote down some levels, 310 on Tesla. The bottom of the day is 311. We wrote that down. And then the 318 break, which obviously is working out now. But yeah, sometimes you just want to stick with the names that are working out there. And that's Tesla. And then the last trade that I'd put on today. And again, some of these names are just quick one-hitters or whatever, right? Like Uber's basically the same thing. We went long. We tried it again at 87. And then whoosh, there goes that idea. We wrote down 87 on the sticky note. Once it loses it, it's gone. And there it goes to the downside. So we followed our plans pretty good today. Could have always had better execution, less shares on bad trades and more shares on good trades. But that's kind of what happens. I mean, I still feel a little sour about this TQQ trade because that was a good one other than that move. But there was a couple wicks to the downside. And, you know, that's trading, right? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But, you know, we got it in there. We're still fine. I'm going to be red today. And it's just, again, we lost with Apple. But other than that, we're about 50-50 on the names that we're up and down on, right? And so, yeah, we're going to try to make it back. Palantir and Nvidia trying to do yeoman's work right now, and then we'll see if we can find another trade. Oh, I thought I traded, I did trade Amazon. I was going to say, what about Amazon? Amazon was a good one for me today. Amazon, yeah. So this is my number one stock, holding on to Palantir to see if that can take it out. But I really like Amazon today. Maybe this breaks that high of 217.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon right now, like there's a lot of, okay, you know what? The market seems to want to get to the high. I'd be surprised if some strong Mag 7 names aren't going to get dragged up here. It's a pretty good recovery here in Robinhood, which was a good early long and then lost it late. Yesterday, or first couple of trades were great on Robinhood, then went red on it when we lost the trend. But yesterday it had a similar look and bounced. Look at the bounce off VWAP. We had a long off VWAP on this yesterday. And what I like about this trade is really, it's almost like it rinsed everybody out a couple of days in a row and is trying to get back into some of the highs. Like if you look at a 15-minute chart, like you had a flat bottom break, regained support, and then that support at 71 got wicked again, like the prior support level. So I think a retest of the high. On a 15-minute, it's actually been accelerating to the upside. So any dip that gets you to VWAP or 72.5 still looks pretty good. Intel's doing the exact same thing. Micron wasn't moving how I would like to see, but I think this makes some sense back into the volume-weighted average price after seeing what it did yesterday, especially in Robinhood. Lazarus said Intel something big is going to happen, not sure when. Maybe not. The longer this goes without a story or without a subsequent volume spike, you'd like to think, I mean, I can't remember the last time a stock did something like this without a new story. It's like let the longs get another move or let it come back in and fade. Like you would think something is going to happen here, but right now it's been, since I got into this position, it's over a half an hour and it's traded inside of like a 10-15 cent range. And I'm inclined to believe that's not going to hold true. For now it is. So I'm going to move on over to Robinhood. Let's see if we can get a pullback in the volume-weighted average price. This one, if it can get green today, I think that would be a pretty bullish sign. Heck, a close above 72 is a pretty bullish look on the 15-minute for the hooded one. Exactly. Andrew Sandoval, algo move on Intel. Well, yeah, but you know what? Every move is an algo move in this market in the general sense. Doesn't mean there isn't a news story behind it that we are just not unaware of. There's a lot that it could be. We'll see. I'm suspecting we're going to hear. I saw some people in the chat say it could be like people talking about it on Reddit. Maybe like Reddit's got it as a value play or something. I have no idea. I don't really follow some of those forums anymore like we used to.
All right, I'm starting to get out a little bit. I mean, the market's starting to go back to the upside here. I'm starting to empty out some of these clips, you know what I mean? Because it's just we just ran into a little bit of a problem here. We hadn't spent too much of the day above these levels that we're at right now. Like during the midday, we went from about, this is Chicago time, so we went from about 12 o'clock to about 2 o'clock or so, where we just kind of hovered a little bit above where we are. We didn't really get going, and then we had some pretty good drops there with a big, this is that spike that I was talking about there at 2 o'clock. Like, I mean, as soon as we went on the air, that's why I was all like, I'm not connected yet. I'm not like, I was getting into positions. Like, I don't know what the biggest sell volume candle. Adair, was there something that happened at 2 o'clock? Because like, right, like that's bigger than the open. Like that's bigger than this drop that happened right here. It's the single largest volume candle of the day that happened at 2 o'clock right here on can't find anything about it. So I just say, what's up with that? Yeah, that got us in trouble there. So we want to talk about Neil mentioning algo moves. I mean, I don't think there's anything, more obvious than that kind of a thing where someone just hit a sell key, I guess, and really hammered it down. And I am a little bit bitter about it because we did have the futures there. We did have the TQs, and it came into a level that I liked, and I still feel like we were right about it. But again, you're never right if you take an L, so we're wrong. All right, and then there it goes. So Broadcom, shout out to Tia and everybody in the chat, man. Really appreciate the kind words and everything, because we put, that's not doing anything. I was just saying, like, I wanted to look at it just to see what was going on with Broadcom. But there's a huge move back to the upside. So I wonder if some of Intel's move, again, is nothing to do with Broadcom or anything, but just that, when they want to buy some of these chip names, they go in there and they buy, whether or not it's a story that someone's going to have. And you're going to find out, like, you see how Intel went up today? You're going to find out tomorrow that someone upgraded Intel, or Bill Ackman or someone took a position and the word got out, and now tomorrow it's gonna leak, right? And
there's a bunch of
then it's gonna be up a lot more than it is today. So we'll wait to see. I already said this before, man. Like the next time Intel's up here, I'm out like crazy on Intel. If we ever get back into this 25, 26 area, I hope it can happen in the next couple of days, and then we'll drop out of that one, put our money in the SMH or something if I still want a piece of this. But other than that, I want to be gone with Intel. I do know that there's a lot of traders that think we do with the Foundry and Build America and all this kind of stuff, that Intel could be great at some point again. I have my doubts. So we're going to wait to see. They don't even have an EPS, a negative quarter last quarter. We'll find out what's going on with Intel.
It wasn't Mobileye.
After they report next time. Yeah, Mobileye. They spun off Mobileye also, and I think Mobileye's straight to the downside as well, but I don't know. I have to check that. This $30 area would be a dream if we ever got anything into there. But again, Intel, you would think that was a split, but of course it was not. And then there we go. So we're going to wait. Looks like $23 tomorrow for Intel could be something. But for me right now, I know Neil's in it, so whatever, we'll just leave it for that. But it's not really doing anything naturally. So yeah, I think if you can get that break, basically of $22, you already got a good short. So a break of that $22 maybe gets me in.
It should go.
But again, like I want to hit it with like really good amount of shares. And for me right now, the fact that it's just doing this, I feel like I'd get stopped out there. If I got in now, then I feel bad about losing 15 cents. So I'd rather just play with some momentum and short this on the way through, if it's a short at all. I talk about momentum, but all these other stocks that I'm in really aren't doing too much either. Nvidia right here again, Neil's talking about sitting in Intel for a half hour. In that half hour, Nvidia's moved up $1. So part of it is for me is looking for some actionable plays, and we can't predict what's going to happen. No one thought Intel was going to go up $1.50 or whatever. So play the back end reversal on that. I like that play, but for me, Palantir, it's Nvidia, and it's a $10 winner right now on Tesla. And just for those of you that are trading it, because I'm getting some nice comments in the chat, thank you so much for that. I'm going to use the 50-period moving average. If we break below 321, let's put that in right now. My stop on this trade, by the way, is a break of 311.50. So obviously that was worth it. 320.99 right there, a full stop. And we'll punch out if that is what winds up happening. But for right now, maybe we have an upside move into the close. Thank you for putting up with me talking all the time. And let's go over to Adair, and then we'll hear from Neil.
Just be aware here, Donald Trump apparently set to observe a military demonstration at Fort Bragg. Here's the market just trying to push higher, as we know. Nothing's happening here, and he's not set to speak until later. I believe 4 p.m. Eastern is when he's scheduled to speak. So could be nothing, but just be aware, Donald Trump on camera, anything can happen. Back to you.
Yeah, well, we kind of know that. It's really if a microphone gets in front, more than anything else. But yeah, military needs, defense spending is going up, no questions asked. We're talking about it like with CNBC had their disruptor list, and a good, I would say, dozen, just on a quick glance, of the top 50 names involved some kind of AI in defense. Palantir wouldn't be on a disruptor list anymore because it's too big of a company. Number 1 on the list was one of those. So Robinhood did just give us a dip buy, first one into the volume weighted average price. It popped back up, gave us 20 pennies, and now right back into the volume weighted average price. So if it holds, great. Then we can get on the right side of the V another time for an ad. But if we lose VWAP, I'm going to jump out of this bad boy. I didn't tell. Break. It's, do it or don't do it, but it's not making that move just yet. Micron, I'm just going to cancel a bit on Micron. It's trying to go. I still like this look on Micron overall. It's just not really giving you the volume. So I'm going to back away at least for now. I love the fact that it was a $2 retracement down, thus giving you lots of room to the upside, but it's absolutely not moving whatsoever. Might just be it's going to be a flat bottom break on Intel. So, I mean, I'm not bidding anything till 80. Every time it gets down to the bid, I'm going to be on guard, but until it breaks, pretty much nothing just yet. Oh, the other thing is, obviously Tesla's not going to get to VWAP. 321 and then 319 would be the two areas I'd look to try to get a trend continuation play, because I feel if something is going to go parabolic and we get to the highs, now that Intel is pretty much stopped, the only thing doing exorbitant volume is Tesla. Like when I look at my eSignal trade rate scanner, like there's nothing. It's TSLL, it's TSLA on that scanner, and everything else is pretty minute. Like relatively speaking anyway. And this is just something we have, and we're not even doing the eSignal thing right now. It's something I always like to have up. I mean, you'll see some of the usual suspects, but the simple fact that on the trade rate, Intel, which you just saw going sideways, is number 3 on the list. That tells you something. So I don't want to rush into anything when you're not getting crazy movement or volatility. Still over an hour to go, so plenty of time for us to get something going. And I want to buy some dips, like I said, in something that's relatively strong and doing some volume. Tesla does fit that bill, but it didn't want to give us VWAP like it did before.
Yeah, we're, by the way, Bitcoin's now at 109, looking to get to 110 right now. And again, remember where our stop is, the 50-period moving average. We'll keep adjusting that on Tesla as we go. I took a little small piece out here on Nvidia. I mean, I was waiting for that true dollar club selfishly because it's right there at that area of 143.25. So I did put an offer there. Hopefully we can get back to the upside and roll that. So that's what we're doing right there. We can check out a little bit of GameStop because they are reporting after hours, and I just...
Is it just them?
No, that's what I was actually, you read my mind. I was just going to show that out right now. Got to adjust this, man. We have more than 500,000 subscribers. Right now, yeah, join Adair and I tonight around 4 p.m. as these numbers drop. GameStop, GitLab, Dave & Buster's, and Stitch Fix. So I think the big one that everyone's going to look for here is GameStop. But look at these implied moves, 11, 13, 16, 19. So go over at Trader TV, Sean, go find those as well. Thanks to Dara for all the information on all of those names. So we'll look for that and have a lot of fun. I mean, GameStop right now down 1.73%. And you could also trade GameStop at Prop XP. Level up your trading game with Prop XP. Up to 1 to 200 leverage and static drawdown. Scroll the site, pick your challenge at propxp.com. Trade directly on their platform. Sign up, try it for free, and start your trading journey. Enjoy rapid payouts and real human support. No bots. This is rated 4.6 stars on Trustpilot and is trusted by traders worldwide. Right now, get 50% off with code, and make sure you use this code, man. 50% off is nice. Trader TV, one word. Trader TV, link is in the description. Be the trader, get funded, join Prop XP today. Prop XP, your edge starts here. Visit propxp.com. So yeah, we want to thank them for sponsoring the show again this afternoon. So thank you to Prop XP for all of that one right there. We've made it when we've got these sponsors. We want to thank all of you for that, and reaching the globe is what we're trying to do, and I think we've done that. We have a great exposure to many parts. India is a big, UK is big, man. All over Europe is big. Canada, the United States is our #1 point as well. Brazil in there as well. A lot of people in Chile watching. Yeah. India watching. Yeah. Saudi Arabia. Everywhere, worldwide. we're Mr. Worldwide this show right now. So we want to thank everybody for all of that. And maybe you're here for this. Or maybe not, who knows? But there's $1 there on Nvidia as we're trying to get back up to the upside. That's there. We're $1.70 in the money on Palantir. And I'm not going to hit this 10 times, or am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Something like 10 for Tesla. And I mean, this has been, again, the dream trade of the day. Just keeps on working, man. There it goes. See how far this one can go. I might just sit in many of these trades for the rest of it. We did buy Webull today as well at 11. That made a dip down into 1070. Not adding to anything around here. This is, I told you it's not in the swing account or anything like that. I put it into the longer term account. I think this is a good possibility that just to leave it alone. But I do see some SoFi and some Robinhood-esque into this one where we could go a hell of a lot lower than where we are now before we actually get higher. So I'm going to be cautious on Webull, but that was a relatively new the newest entrant into my account is Webull, and that was today. And we did sell, we said we'd talk about this. We're long JP Morgan at 230, a little bit lower than 230. And okay, good. So we sold it right here. I was gonna say, I thought 268.40 or so. Yep, right into there, perfect. So this is where we sold it during the afternoon. And yeah, so that's what we did. And I've just been seeing real nice top right there, right? And so it's just kind of like Uber. You know, you could buy Uber at $60 and watch it go all the way back to 60 and not do anything about it and watch it go all the way back up. I mean, at some point, we're gonna have to take some profit. So that's basically what I'm doing here. We first bought it on this dip into the 200 period, which is why we're right around 230. And then it moved all the way up to 255. And I was like, we're doing pretty good. And then tariff time, and then that happened all the way to the downside. I was like, what have I done? Because we were $20, $25 in the money. Then we went like $25 out of the money, basically. And so if you're not going to flinch at this, then you can't flinch at that. But now I'm flinching and getting out because we've seen this top just too many times, man. We were here 2 weeks ago, dropped back into 260, back up to 268. So we do take out a small piece, a petit peu of 10% there on JP Morgan. And I say to JP Morgan, the same thing that Russell Wilson said to the Broncos, although it didn't work out, let's ride. So right there, we're riding with you, JP. Really and there it is right there. That's a good one, man. What's up to Brendo? What's up to the Face Slapper Nation as well? Because there's Nvidia, man. Right now, 10, 12, 13 and change, plus Google, $14 in the money on these positions, man. We're 3 longs. We like the trade. Here goes the Nasdaq. This is a bull market. We're only long, man. Only long today. Let's see what winds up happening, although I did go short something. Or maybe I did not, actually. No, I did not. Only Apple. Longs, yeah, Apple. Okay, I was going to say, looking at my thing there, Apple, the only one short. And then I went long Apple. So, yeah, we were short Apple early, long Apple there. But, yeah, man, really making back, putting some damage on the board now, thankfully. There's Nvidia, man, 38, right back into day's high right there on NVDA. Let's just sit back and relax. And if we had some cognac, we'd be sipping it.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be sipping it today on the yak. That is like my one no-go. I've told that story before. I'm not going to rehash it. The position board, I think it might have just got refreshed, is my guess, because anytime you see it disappear, the next time a fill comes in, I guess it'll come back. But it should be back up because I took a fill there, and we'll see if we can. We'll see if we get Sean's positions back up. But you guys just saw all of them. Can Nvidia get to 145? I hope so. I hope Nvidia gets to the 145 level.
Yeah.
It's not going anything. The Roaring Griffin, no, I'm not on that yak. Last exam in university. That was the one of choice to celebrate. And as you can imagine how that night might have went. So hoodie, I'm going to give it to on a 15-minute. I always want prior lows. Or sorry, I mean for a long, I want prior highs on a pullback. So if we're consolidating here on the 15-minute, these bars are 72.44. My stop is basically right underneath that. This time it's actually in there, unlike Tesla earlier today. So we're going to look for that. My offers are sitting here into what would be green for the stock randomly, because this is the close at 73.40. And then if it's able to break that, we'll hold out for where it was this afternoon for sure. Everybody, good time to fill up on Rocket Lab longs. I don't like Rocket Labs up here at all. This was a name, paid for locates, didn't trade it short, so it doesn't really matter. In the aftermarket show, fail, because we discussed how this made a lot of sense for a short trade after what we saw in Tesla yesterday. Like if you were bullish on the makeup between Elon and Donald and the President Trump, then I think Donald like I know him, then this is a name that made a lot of sense to get a little bit of a pullback. How far it goes, who knows? It makes some sense that you'd pull back maybe into the 50 period, something along those lines. But not a good day for Rocket Lab. I think you got to give it, let it breathe a little bit. Down 8.5% today. No signs of a bounce whatsoever here on Rocket Lab. I'd be stay away. We like this one. I think it's in a bit of a short-term, like, bear rally, let's just call it, or bear move, and you want to back off of that one. If Tesla starts, look, if things flare back up between Elon and President Trump, then I think you put the longs back on in that name. But it got so far into the highs, and the last part of the move was pretty much based on the spat. So Robinhood trying to get back up to the first offer, which is at 72.80. We'll see where it goes from there. Intel, like I said, if it breaks 22, then we'll get some more. If it doesn't, then we're not doing anything with Intel. So you'll see it there, but if it doesn't break 22 or 22.20, then nothing is going to happen until the close for me, where I'll have no choice but to get out.
All right, man. We are once again very much in chill mode right here. So if there are any symbols as we enter power hour, I think this market could absolutely take off. So this is what we've been doing, and it's been great. So wow. I honestly, man, face slap. There goes Palantir, man. $2 in the money on Palantir, $1.80 in the money on Nvidia, $10 in the money on Tesla. The trading we're happening right now on the after show. Shout out to Neil. Shout out to everybody, the midday show guys. Shout out to everybody watching right here. This is what trading's all about. There it goes. 5% to the north side right now. Bye-bye, Nvidia. Bye-bye, Nvidia right now. So Lutnick saying talks are going real well, I guess, there as China. The meetings are back on right now. So we're going to watch out here. There goes Palantir. There goes Nvidia. This has been quite an afternoon here as well. So, hey, man, ever since we changed up the style of trading, this has been quite a run. The last few months have been absolutely monstrous, and we're teeing it off now. There it goes, man. Huge move to the upside. There goes Nvidia. We are now $15 in the money on all these trades. We might as well get something out. I mean, I don't know. We might as well get something out here on Google, but there it is. Let's get something out at 179.10s as we just approach. It's a lot to manage. There we go. What did I get there? 10s? I got 9s. So this is hard to manage when we have this many positions, but hey, we're doing it, and I hope that we're doing it well for all of you guys as well. What's up, John M? Yeah, congratulations. Thanks, Adam, man. And I know you're a real one too, so my hats are off to you. Where was this super chat? Oh, here, I'll just go over here. Fan funding. What's up, John M? Oh, there he is. John M. Hey, what's going on, dude? All right, AMD longs off VWAP. Well, that would have been the well that, I think Neil talked about this, didn't he? That runneth over the last 2 days. Maybe not. 2.5 daily goal both days. Let's go right there. That's what we're talking about, man. Congratulations. Again, thank you for everything you do. No, thank you for all of that. But there it is. We can have a look quickly at VWAP. I mean, yesterday, like I was saying, man, the number one stock by far was AMD on the show, right? And we're glad to have that for you. I think we both might have had that. But right here, AMD, just to call you up for it. Look, I like VWAP, right? I mean, when the market's blasting right now Tesla's 1150 in the money. Let that go, man. It's gone. But there's AMD right now. So I guess you hit the VWAP there. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like it was that great.
Which VWAP?
Blue, yeah. Doesn't look like it was that great today, but I mean, if you hit it, then that's good enough for me, man. I mean, again, today's going to be one of those days where now we're just getting some extension there. There goes the Nasdaq, and you know, like, this is part of the problem with having stop orders is something like this happens. Like you get that huge move at 2 o'clock where absolutely nobody knows what happened. And then that happens right now. So I feel like I should still be long the futures and we should have got back in, but I didn't know what was going on. We picked on Palantir, we picked on Nvidia. And look, man, since that dump off there, I know Neil's short Intel, but like this Palantir right there, 131, I'll take it, man. That's $2 in the money. Nvidia right there, off that dump right there, that's 142. That's also $2 in the money. So $4 we've put on since we've been on with you. So that's $4 clean dollars. Forget about the Tesla, that's from the morning, but on trades that I've talked about that we've taken together, that's $2 on Nvidia and $2 on Palantir. So, you know, congratulations to everybody that's been doing that, man. It's been a fun day.
Let's go to Adara. We do have news for that last little spike, I believe.
Yeah, Basically here, as mentioned a bit by Sean, Howard Lutnick making some comments. I just want to clarify here, I guess summarize what he said. So this is the U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. He said that the talks with China are going really well. He hopes that they end this evening. They're trying to finish it this evening, but they could also go into tomorrow. So it seems like these talks are ongoing, but that they're going well. So that seems like a positive right now. Certainly the market taking it as such. Back to you.
Yeah, the market taking it as such. I did get the first offer since the first thing we got into since I've been sitting in this intel from when we got into the show with you guys. And like I said, there's no story there, and it won't even move with that market move to the upside. You can look at it if you want, but we're looking for the next fill in front of 73, and then hopefully we get a bit of a breakout here. Joe Blow saying you've been saying it for months. We're going to get a China deal. Well, hopefully we do. I wish I had reloaded on Baba before that happened. But beggars can't be choosers. Alibaba, I don't think I take this breakout. In the aftermarket show, I said I was taking this break on Alibaba. But at 3 o'clock, 120, essentially yesterday's high. You'd be buying the top of the move here. And I'm not sure how keen I am on taking the top of the move on a Chinese ADR in the afternoon when the volume usually isn't that good with them. So I'm going to back away from that. I know we were discussing kind of Alibaba second resurgence. I know I'd mentioned it. It's one of those things where yesterday at the close, it looked a heck of a lot better for a breakout play this morning, and then we gapped down on the Chinese name. So I'm probably not taking that break. I'm going to stick with Robinhood. I think there's a chance to add to this now that it's holding above the volume weighted average price again, but I want to get filled at the top of the range first and then try to add back in the 60s and 70s for sure. And like I said on Intel, I had to punch this manually. I'm going to hit manually if it breaks 22 because I want to use a certain type of stop order that, one of our stop orders you kind of have to use. You can't use another stop while that one's out, so I'll be punching through if we break that 22. The fact that the Nasdaq just went 100 points to the upside and this didn't move, it just makes me like the short a little bit better. So the second it breaks that low, we're getting more of it, and we're just going to stick with Robinhood at least for now. Chef Joe says, don't sleep on TSM, even for next week's news, all-time high move. I got too many chip names in the portfolio to add another one. I've been buying ARM on these dips and have Nvidia, still have some AMD shares from I'm not even sure when, a very, very long time ago. So, and I own some ASML as well, which probably looking pretty good right now. I haven't double checked on what ASML is doing. So I got an offer right here at 72, like just above 90. Look to grab that fill, then I'm jumping back on the bid in a Robinhood. ASML is a good stock, but it's been having a rough go.
All right.
Move to 90.
Yeah, I was just looking there because, oh boy, when we talk about a stock, I've been talking about Disney now for weeks, and today Disney breaks 120. This name has been an absolute rocket to the upside, man. Disney right now, if you're in this, I'm looking at my phone to get out of some of my position because we're long, man. We've been long this name. This was like a COVID name. I don't know, it wasn't, it's not Jarhead. I forget Daryl. I don't know if you're still in here, Daryl Flinch. You guys know we were buying SMG, we were buying JP Morgan, we were buying Disney. Not SMG. Not Scott's Miracle-Gro. Simon Property Group. I don't even know that symbol anymore.
No, the second you said S and G, I knew it was Simon Property.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Simon Property Group. What is that symbol? I'll have to look that up. I can't believe it. I'm out of it now. Simon SPG.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
All right. So yeah. Anyways, there it is. Once you have one symbol in your mind, like especially when I'm looking down at my blotter and all I see is 4-digit names. 4-letter names. But yeah, anyways, there goes Disney right here. I mean, look how many times do we have to see this, right? I mean, okay, so there's a level, there it is again, and there it is again, and now we're right back here right now. So whoa, again, these aren't very accurate, but it's this general area here between 120, and that's about it, man. The highest is like 123-ish and change. I guess we got up there right there, but that's 2022. So Disney's gone up and down, man, bad content, good, great, this and that, go woke, go broke. But at the end of the day, you come all the way back up to 120 again. So I think that we've been talking about this, man, not just day trades, but, swing trades and longer term positions as well. I like this play. here for Disney. So if you're into that right there, grab some Disney shares because this seems to be either breaking out longer right now. I'm going to ask Brian Shannon about this on the after show. Hopefully I can remember, but this will be a good one there for Disney talk because I think it looks, to me, it looks like we should be getting out right now. I want to hear what Brian has to say. I'm going to ask him about that. I'll put that in our show notes there for tonight because DIS looking mighty fine. I did put the stop order on Tesla breaking through 322.25.
I think he's going to say hold.
So if we break, yeah, he always says stuff like that. I mean, yeah, when you're looking at it's easy when it's not your money, but I'm going to ask Brian what he thinks about that as well. Palantir's off to the races. They all are, man. Palantir's now $2.40 in the money. We might as well take another piece out right now. There we go. We just offer 45s and get it. So it's just really that quick. Anything we're doing right now seems to be working out. Palantir highs of the day, Nvidia highs of the day, Tesla highs of the day. So we're in all of this, man. And it's been a great 1 hour considering what we've been doing, man. I mean, when we started the show with Tesla at 2 o'clock, Tesla was $3.18. That's up $6 now. So that's $6 there. Palantir, we put this on with you guys at 2 o'clock. So there it goes. That's a nice move to the upside. And then Nvidia, the same story at 2 o'clock. Boom. Oh, wow. Nvidia, I don't even... Like, I'm trying not to watch the net because I don't want to just, like, get out. I mean, there it goes. I just don't want to get out, like, immediately every time. But there goes Nvidia, man. It is really going. I see you guys. What's up, Jameson, on there as well. We'll see what's going on with Marvell. Yeah, good call there on Marvell. It looks too different than everything else for me to get into this. But, I mean, I hope it starts to go. I really like Marvell for long-term AI play. I think they're undervalued and underappreciated at this level, so we'll wait to see. But for right now, I'm going to leave Marvell alone. I think we've done a lot of damage here on Nvidia, Google, and the likes right here. I mean, we are sitting in about 15 bucks. I don't want to put any more risk into Marvell. To me, that's not the one. Maybe AMD starting to go. Like I said, Intel, I'll leave that to Neil. But look at AMD, right? They like a lot of them just look so much different than Marvell. So I'm going to chill out on that one and we'll wait. But yeah, that's pretty good trading so far.
Dell's not having a good day either.
Oh, no? Okay.
No, Dell, and I asked Adair if she could find anything on Dell. I'll get to the chart in just a quick little second, but I said I'd jump back on the bid VWAP if we got to fill in front of 73. So it being Robinhood just pressed into 73. Obviously, Intel's not going to 73. And then we'll dip back into the volume weighted average price. If it breaks 73, waiting for about 73.40 in front of the prior day close. So when it comes to Dell, and I don't know what's going on with it, it's now bouncing because I guess the market is strong. But Dell down 1 point. Ooh, I still have those wicks from the 9th. But it's been trending down pretty much the entirety of the day until literally right now, bouncing with the rest of the market. And maybe there is a story.
There isn't one, but I have a feeling this might be antipathy. We know Nvidia announced that really fast supercomputer coming out of Europe. It could be a bit of an antipathy play for that. We know Dell also works in that space, but of course that's not concrete news. Dell also had a pretty good day, at least for the morning yesterday. A couple different things. No concrete news, but that supercomputer story for Nvidia is certainly worth noting just in general. Before we see back to the guys, here is our implied earnings move list for tonight. Huge one, GameStop, GitLab, Play, or Dave & Buster's here, and Stitch Fix. All of these expected moves here of over 10%. Check out those earnings with myself, Sean, and Brian Shannon on the market recap. Check out this infographic on X at GTV Research. Make sure to like and subscribe. Back to the guys.
The only thing I remember about GitLab is like someone on the show really liked it. And there was one day on earnings. It was just, I don't remember when it was, but I just remember it being like a really good short setup. I traded it once to the short side and was like, well, that was easy. Because when it fell, it just fell like a rock. But it's not the most liquid stock in the world. But when it loses a bid, pretty nasty for GitLab. I don't know what the short float is off the top of my head, but I'm going to guess that should be a decent enough mover. Doesn't look very good.
6% short float, 5.8%. Also, I don't know if it was me, but I know I've traded GitLab on the show before.
No, this was a while ago. It was a long time ago. 42 breaks, and this is it looks nasty on GTLB. I think you can put that one in the back burner for sure. Figgy Marley, what are we feeling about Neo? I feel absolutely nothing. Shaggy, you might be right. I feel absolutely nothing about NIO. I know it's up 5%, but I think when looking at like this name, I know what Chinese ADRs I like, and I know which ones I want to stay away from. You can make these random trades on Neo off of like even dollar levels. So like this is an example of what you could do at $3. There was an example of what you can do at $4. Outside of that, there's been no other trade in Neo accept that. So maybe it retakes $4 and you get an even dollar trade. Again, I know you're thinking it's breaking the trend line here and looking solid, but yeah, I mean, go BYD, go Tesla, maybe even go Rivian, break that 15 that we didn't get today. That was another opportunity that I thought we'd get a breakout that just didn't happen. So I did take some out, like I said, took some out of Robinhood, going to try and hold on to the other half here, but I'm back on the bid. It doesn't seem to want to pull back into the volume weighted average price again. It's only 310, so there's plenty of time for it to do one more dip and rip. But if we break out 73 and take that next stair step up, then I'm not waiting all around for those lows. I'm going to make sure that if it breaks 73, I'd look for higher lows. You want to either hold the range and trade the range, or break higher and play higher highs and higher lows. If it fail breaks, I'm not buying the dip on that fail break. I need it to go, and I need it to go this time, right here.
All right, I guess we can look elsewhere for you guys now. Disney, PayPal, Amazon, Coin. All right, well, I mean, look at what crypto's doing right now. Oh, I thought I traded. Oh, I did trade IBIT. Okay, yeah, this was the one that we're flat on the day. When I was running through the names there, I feel like I didn't mention IBIT, but I don't know. Anyways, there it is. We were long, and yeah, because we didn't discuss this. So we were long and then out. This is about as flat as a trade as you can get. Bought the 62s, bought the 6190s, got some out 6210s, 6218s, fell back in right there, got out at 6180s. So a flat trade there on IBIT today. And as you can see, now making the moves higher into that play as Bitcoin hovering around 1094 right now. So that play trying to happen for us here on IBIT. But we, you're not really breaking that. It's not, for me, something to trade for sure, but I don't know. Right now, let's wait. I still think the market breaks higher off of this. Look at Mara today. I mean, this would be something more likely for me to trade, right? Something that's actually moving around. It's going to be Mara. There's a nice move. There's a nice bounce off the 200 period. Bounce again off the 200. And there's that dip down with no reason. And good dip by opportunity, 1635. And Mara, Marathon Digital, continues to move higher. Whoa, that's right. I'm still on these ellipses. Let's get rid of that quickly. But right into there, looks like we are trying to take down. This could be a great long on this break. That looks pretty good, man. Breaking through 17. We'll see if it can do that on the 200 period moving average, getting that garbage out of here. It's already dipped back in January. What a move down to $9, like during April, back up to $17. I mean, there's all going to be lots of names that you look at there and be like, oh, wow, look where that is. But yeah, Mara, huge move down, huge move up right there for Marathon. So that's another name to potentially look at. Looks pretty good here on the 5-minute chart, getting into those levels. We had Mitch on earlier. Right now, Google's $1 in the money. Palantir is still trying to go. Tesla's at its highs. SMR right now. How to move down, I thought, today. Yeah, there it was. So we get up, wow, man, we get up to $38. Oh, I got to pull the trigger on more shares out up there. And then now it just fell back into 34. Like, you want to talk about that. Basically, straight up 10%, straight down 15%, and now you're trying to hover around flat on the day, down 1%. So SMR, Oklo, and a few other names today as far as uranium names continue to go. And before we go, I want to look at uranium. We're not going anywhere, but
URA was huge.
Yeah, the uranium ETF. Wow. Talk about that one, man. Yeah, we were... It's like down in here, I remember I was with Michael Noss. I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy this. And then we didn't buy it on that break right there. But the ETF that we have been buying that you guys know about, because I've been talking about it for a year plus, XBI, it's finally starting to go back upside. I really like the biotech, and we got some of this in the low 70s. We talked about that we're buying some more ETFs these days. So there it was. We don't have that very bottom, of course, of 66 and change, but right into here, now trying to print a little bit higher now, XBI as Eli. Wow, the net is just growing here, boy. 230 now in the money. There goes Nvidia going to the upside, right back to highs. Again goes Nvidia. Right back to highs goes Tesla as, yeah, Travolta, man, or that's not Travolta. This is Travolta. No, Travolta's not working. Oh, is that what happens? Oh, Adara is now Travolta. I got to change that right there. So there's, I didn't change anything. These guys did. Right there, we'll props it up, and we'll go back over to this bull because, hey, man, we're in the building right now, man. This was $14 or $15 in the money. Now we're 17 as everything just continues to climb higher, man. Tesla, we got to change our out now. 323.25 for Tesla. So yeah, things are going well over here. 323.24s as a stop out right now for Tesla. It's always good, man, when the least you can take, Neil, is $11. So we'll watch that. We'll see what winds up happening right here. Back over to Intel and Robinhood, I guess. I don't know if they're moving, but
no, Intel finally broke out. The last trade, oddly enough, is going to be pretty much the same as this other one. I'm flat since this move here. We lost here, lost here, lost here, flat trade there, flat trade there. But we wanted follow through at the end of the day. But we did take a third out. But once it breaks the high, relatively tight stop. I'm not going long that name, forget it. If it was going to make a bigger move, I feel like it should have done it already. Hood, we're gonna buy dips. I'm gonna buy dip back here on Hood.
There's something going on with Google.
Alphabet? I'm not hearing anything.
Neither am I.
Here.
I didn't hear anything. But
yeah, Alphabet just dropped $1.
Let's go.
To the downside here on absolutely nothing. It looks
Look
like.
at that.
Okay,
wow, now it's moving around.
Amazon's not moving. Microsoft maybe.
See, I only know this because I'm in the trade. So I actually bought the dip right there on this downside.
Microsoft's not moving.
Play right there. So now we're long Google, waiting to see what's up with that. What's up with that right there? So how could she slap right now? We're going to get out some more of Nvidia now in case this is something more about the broader market overall. But there we go. We just got out some more Nvidia at 12s. Happy to do that, man. Awesome. And again, like when we're taking Nvidia out for $1, we'll do that over and over again. So now let's see what the story is with Google. As this is the #1 P&L name, now we lose it as it drops out. It's still the #1 P&L name, but it just got dropped out right there for Google. So what's up, Adara?
So I'm not sure if this is the news. This actually came out a little bit earlier, but it's worth noting here, CNBC reporting, this is as of, I guess, 20 minutes ago, that Google's overhauling its internal learning platform to focus it on AI and business priorities. Now I'm seeing the news here, just coming through here. The information reporting that Google is offering buyouts to employees in search and ad units. So I guess the information reporting that Google's looking to restructure its employee system. They're offering buyouts to search and ad employees. Back to you.
They think, usually you're going to think that cutting back on expenses like that is going to be a good thing, but ad is their bread and butter. And if they think they got to cut back there, that's not a good sign overall for Alphabet. That's not the way that I wanted selling some Alphabet to look good here. 176, I mean, if it fills all of the gap in there, then maybe. I mean,
selling Alphabet, yeah, it's not looked good, man.
No, look, no, it hasn't. Like, I'm not here to tell you saying Alphabet has looked good as a recent sell of mine in the long term. I'm basically flat because I put the money into Meta, and for the time being, this is probably the only thing that's made it look a little bit better. But the second it had to be specific to Alphabet, but it is starting to drag the markets back in here a little bit. Maybe it's an opportunity.
I'm gonna go short.
Maybe it's an opportunity, but I just got hit on. I just got hit at VWAP on the bid here. Where's the out?
We're short. I don't know, man. We're just going to let this go and see what winds up happening right now. We're now 55 cents in the money right there. We talked about this, man. Have the ability to do this kind of stuff. Like, we were long, but change up your mind, man. Get in there, man. We talked about this. Told you we need merch, man. Traders got to trade, but not overtrade. There it is, Neil. There's $1 right there, man. We put that right back in again. So there it goes, man. We're here for excitement. We're here for some trading, but there goes Google. I don't know, getting too excited, but hey, $1 is $1. Nice move to the downside right now. It's bringing other things with it a little bit, but obviously, wow, okay, there it is, man. Did we say $1? Can we get $2? Maybe is the question right now, as there's the move down on Google. There, wow, yeah, buddy. There's the flip up short, man. It's the flippening right there. We props that up as we go short on that. Neil, now we're $1.80 in the money right there. This is the dollar club that we're talking about on Google. Ciao, downside right now for Google. We'll take some more profits, man. We just got a 175 fill off of a 176.75. So I don't know where we're going, but other than downside, boom goes the dynamite. We're here. I hope you enjoy that, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There it is. Ciao. See you later, man. And that's, again, it's having that ability. Get in there. Go nuts on those trades. There it goes, Google, man. You don't need no small cap winners or runners to make some big time moves, especially in this market. Now I have less than 10% left of that Google trade, man. I mean, we just came right in. We're taking that 10 times out of 10. Now let's see if Nvidia can make its way back. Well, Nvidia didn't do anything. Nvidia and Palantir. Palantir dipped down a little bit on that. Obviously, they have nothing to do with search or anything, so that's probably a good buy, the dip opportunity there. And then Tesla, I mean, oh boy, on Tesla, as that one's still cruising as well. Tesla's still upside, but it's Google right now that's dancing a little bit. You know, we'll take something out right now again. Let's take something out at 20s. There, now we have less than 2% left on this trade. And yeah, we'll just get stopped out for flat. We don't even have any orders out to get stopped out. So let's go 176. Where am I long at? 74, so let's go 76. Probably gonna be some slippage in that, but there it goes. That's how you do it real quick. I don't know, Dane, if it's the Midas touch or not, but I don't mind Midas. I have to use someone else for tires, though, I think. Oh, no, Ramin dropped something.
Uh-oh, watch your head there, Ramin. Be careful. Look, Amazon looking pretty good right now. Alphabet looks like it's catching a bit of a bid. Doesn't really give it. 176 never held. I said 176 if 176 gave you the bottom wick. It didn't. I'm not going long and holding it $1 against me. Everyone's got to have their own style. Not on news. If you're with it, fine, but not if you're going against the grain. I'd like to think if it's going to pull back, which it is right now pulling back. Let me go to a 15-minute chart so I can see what we're trying to look at here. If it's going to indeed pull back, Head and Shoulders would look something like rejecting 177. If it's above 177, it's like right back to bullish. Underneath 177, and then the breakout from this morning looks a little bit fugazi. As I said, we were on Robinhood's bid, and we ended up getting that fill. Not much you can do about it. It's unrelated to to Google at all. But it did drop the market. The first thing I looked at was what was going on with Amazon and Meta to see if something could have got to VWAP. Amazon did not get to VWAP. But this could be one of those, if it blows out the top, well, it's that or VWAP for Amazon. I like the fact that these got dragged down with it on some strong names, but the only thing I reloaded was the one they were already in.
Bye-bye.
For Life saying X ripping. I'll have a look at it. It's a little bit late in the day for something like US Steel. If it's ripping, then I'd offer in front of like 55 or something like that. But my guess is US Steel's not doing much of anything. I know you posted about it a couple times, but I just don't think that stock's going to be moving all that much now that the deal's closing end of the month. That's not to ignore it. It's just, if it does something crazy, believe me, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what got us into Google, is doing something crazy. I mean, we were in it earlier. But right now, I just tried to short one. I am short right now, 177.50. I think it's going to break, or we're going to get out at 177.75 on the break there if it does break a little bit higher. I just thought maybe this rebound in Google, there's the short rate here. This rebound in Google might have been a little bit too big. I don't, okay, here it comes back in good for us. If it fills me, there it is. Now, nice fill right there for 40 cents. All right, and then right back up again. So yeah, right now as the market tries to figure out if this is good or bad news, I would lean more towards bad, but Google's
bad
been-
for Google. How is it good news?
I don't know. I mean, the market's not treating it as bad right now. So I'm just, you know, like I said, man, just a slave to price action. That's how I trade. So we'll just have to wait to see what winds up happening. If it does break, there it is. So it breaks out higher there. So yeah, I thought it was, you know, bad, but the market doesn't seem to worry too much about that. Right there, as we just dropped down about, I guess we're down about 50 or so cents from maybe where we started this move. Oh, I guess 178.80s, about $1 lower right now, which I don't know. It seems like that's nothing.
For those that are asking what the story is, the story was simply that Alphabet is offering buyouts to employees in search and ads unit, according to the information. So like that's it. I mean, ultimately, like you said, like that's open to interpretation. Cost cutting good. Cost cutting in your absolute bread and butter to me is signaling.
All right, Nvidia. All right.
That search isn't as healthy. You're not expecting to be as healthy. It could be an AI thing. Like maybe that's bullish because of AI. Anyways, I got hit in the bid at Robinhood, and it just barely held on to that prior bar, like on the 15-minute. This is that prior high. So it just dipped out in front of it. So far, so good. But took some out above VWAP, because this is exactly the kind of move that if it turns the tides on what seemed like a nice little consolidation for a break, I don't want this losing the bid and then heading back to the low. So I took some out on the north side of VWAP. Jameson, my thoughts on PanW are, generally bullish. For a day trade, absolutely nothing. That's not going to, there you go. Yeah, the splits are a bit of an issue with us, but you can look it up on eSignal and see it clean. PanW's just turned really boring recently, and it's because it can't break $200. It's in a nice upward trend. I like cybersecurity. I still have some CrowdStrike. I wish I was like 60-40 PanW CrowdStrike, but it's probably CrowdStrike PanW, but it's something like, it's probably like 65-35, somewhere in that range in the other direction, because I've been selling my CrowdStrike, which has ended up not being a good decision. Although the entire group is fine, but this one's gotten a little bit boring. So it's good that it's going up, but relatively speaking, CrowdStrike has just been, that little bit better. Actually, when you look at the charts, it's not that much of a difference, but it's enough, right? Like to me, it's like I hate being wrong. And selling some crowd for PanW has turned out to be very minutely wrong. I think this space is getting a little bit heated. They are trading at expensive PEs, but you've had to deal with that for a very long time if you're a buy and hold. I'd say stick with it. But I'm not a buyer of PanW up here. I'd wait for dips.
I'm going to try to give this to 178.10 or so. That was that sort of high tick right there. I mean, I'm trying to get short in this area a little bit more. We're just short right now at 55s, just playing around. That's just like flat right now. Looking to see, because like I said, I can't wrap my head around this being a good story. So right there, 178.15, my stop, that's where my stop is. I'm actually going to bump it just a little bit higher up there, 178.21s. It's not even like it's that much higher right there. So we'll try to get some more short. I'm not covering any, like I want to get something like around 80s, 90s there, just where we kind of danced a little bit, and then we'll see if we can push back in. I don't think it's, I mean, that fell like crazy there. We were able to thankfully take advantage of this move down, which was really good on that short. But now we'll have to wait to see where we go from here, because Google is kind of holding up pretty good right now on that story that, again, layoffs coming in their search department. So we'll see as they're maybe searching for new jobs. That's not nice to say, because we never want anybody to lose their jobs, but I might be searching for a new job myself soon, because here it comes right back up through 178 and change. So we're not, I have one unit. It's not, this is not worth it to me to start to play around, because when you get new news stories like this, it's just one of those things where now we wait to see what the market reaction is, because initially, obviously, it was incredibly sour, and right now it is building itself back to the upside right here. Because remember, Google was really hot today, man. I mean, it was a great trade. We actually hit Google long, huge right there at right here at 178. Actually, was our long position earlier, and that ripped all the way to 181. So if they don't, here it comes. If they don't think this story is anything, then maybe we do just continue to go back to the upside as some of these dip buyers win right here so far. Because if you're short, you probably didn't. I was just lucky enough to cover. Like, I was hitting keys like crazy down there, because I know 175 to me, pretty key level. So we were just hitting keys like crazy. And I know there's a lot of traders out there that can take advantage of moves the way we can. We have lightning fast software here. You can see how fast we're in and out, right? Like right in that 1 minute, I probably made 20 trades. So let's wait to see, can this come in? We have one unit right here, relatively small position for Google. So yeah, just holding out hope that maybe there is a low coming in, but I feel like the news is out, right? And so now we just move on off of that.
GameStop is
doing stuff.
Program buying on GameStop.
Ooh, that's interesting. Always.
Also related to GameStop is seems like 110 just broke on Bitcoin, everybody. So remember now, GME is a Bitcoin stock as well, in addition to whatever it is that they do to make money. I'm just kidding. They have a good cash position, right? So what do? With cash, you follow the Michael Saylor plan and you buy Bitcoin. But it is program buying. If it breaks 31 at 330, I know I said, look, I'm not taking a 331 break. Let's just get it out of the way. That's way up here. It would have to go another 1.5%, which is completely nuts. But if we can join something in the back half of Power Hour, why not? As long as 110, as long as Bitcoin doesn't see some kind of crater, I do have it up here just to check. I look at the Binance price. So we're solidly above the 110. Why can't this happen to Hood? I remember back in the day when actual crypto-related names would rally, like yesterday. Robinhood is not doing what it did yesterday. The bounce off 71, just because it did it and looked really good yesterday, it's not giving it to you today. It's gone maybe 40, 50 cents at best on the range. It looks like GME is the one for now this afternoon that's getting the rally. And if you can catch this early, like the first volume breakout, and for anyone out there, when you see this kind of a move where it's all green candles, generally speaking, there isn't much technically to do. unless you just want to randomly punch long. One of the things you can try to see is when volume breaks out and then just get in on that. You just get in after that. So volume breaks out in here. You're trying to grab it in somewhere in this candle. That would give you like 30s, like 30, 20 or so. It's just a way to get into an algo move sometimes, and you can see it break out there. There's a retest. I always look when you get in, like where's your stop going to be? Well, prior high right in here. So you could have been in on that volume spike, giving it to that prior high. But that's just if we had seen this 20 minutes ago, because I didn't actually pop that one up on my hot list for some reason, my trade rate. So GME going into earnings. Remember, after the bell, GME, GitLab, there's going to be, we're going to have Brian Shannon on the show joining Sean and Adara. Unfortunately, Robinhood, which had been ranging nicely for us, doesn't want to participate anymore. The market's actually starting to come back in. So maybe this Google thing is going to drag a few names back into the downside. Let me double check this Amazon. Yeah, couldn't break that 217 on Amazon. No local breakout. Even that strong name couldn't catch a bit of a bid there. Tesla is still cruising higher. That seems like it's fine. But yeah, it looks like we're giving back. I mean, Nvidia is starting to pull back. I'm just looking at the names that I'm watching pretty closely here. And Hood, I don't know if I let it break all the way down 72.40. The fact that Bitcoin just went and GME just went, if it closes underneath VWAP, I might just take this out close to flat and just accept the fact that this one isn't going the way that we would want to. Because anytime you see Bitcoin doing what it's doing up here, oh crap, that's Ethereum because we were doing Ethereum in our show. There's Bitcoin breaking this 110. Yesterday when this was happening in Bitcoin in the afternoon, Robinhood was going absolutely ham. And it's not today. So if I can get a chance to just get this out for a small hit on the reload, then I think we should, because it's not like it was the day before.
Yeah, congratulations right now, flossing it out for Bitcoin traders because you just broke 110 again right there. We put out this kind of cool, there it is, earnings releases tonight. GitLab, GME, Play, I know Neil just talked about it, Stitch Fix, but here it is. This is that Bitcoin. Oh yeah, by the way, this is what was, well, he's talking about what's for lunch around here. This is what was for lunch if you had the salad today, a little bit of quinoa there, the turkey loaf, and then just garden salad. So it was pretty good, but you know, it's just.
Is that what that's called? Generics. I call it spam.
No, it's not.
No, I know it's not spam. I call my nickname for that is spam. I mean, it's not actually spam.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, definitely not spam, but yeah, it's not the greatest there. I should have stole some beef stroganoff. But okay, so we just covered a little bit of Google there. You know, our average price is where it is right now at 87. We got some 75s there, but it does look like it wants to blow a little bit here. So if it does go 178.21, we'll give some back there on this short. I mean, we nailed the short here on the way down, but unable. I wish those were longs all the way back up. So we'll just wait to see. I'm not hearing anything in my ear at all about anything. So we already know what that story is about search. So we'll just wait for it. We did take a good advantage of everything. I told you earlier today, Tesla, and this is when Tesla opened the day at 310. I said 330. Actually, it was before then. It was in the pre-market when we were discussing this. 315, $15 up right there. I didn't even believe it myself. But there it is right there, 324 right there. So that's, again, like, let's just cancel our stop on Tesla and put it in here. And like I said already to Neil, nothing wrong when you know, the best out you have right there would be $10, $11, $12, 324, 30s. So we just got stopped out on Google. It just, I guess it did. It's backed out now, but that's okay. 323.99. So right there, we're going to offer that on Tesla. That's going to be our stop. But here we go. We'll figure out what else is going on in the area. Microsoft, huge move up, near all-time highs as well. Microsoft starting to go. What about a 471 break? Yeah, right there on Microsoft. That could be something. 471 looking to break out on Microsoft. I just think this market's pretty hot here into the close, especially on possible China deals. Now, not that Microsoft's going to be a huge China deal or anything like that, but here goes Microsoft. Let's see what happens if it breaks 471. I'm going to try baby long.
Softy trying to break. I still think Amazon has one chance to go. There's still a little bit of time left. So Amazon, it's about 217.08 is that actual high. It's not the high of the day. It's the high of the afternoon. V-shaped or whatever shape recovery, and then opening range top. I like the consolidation, higher highs going into a flat top with only a few minutes to go until we get the imbalances coming out. I'll still favor that break. I mean, why not on Amazon? It's a strong one. It's also a red to green story. Well, that's the other thing. I closed at 216.98, so this would be it going green on the day and trying to break away from that. And yesterday's top gives you a nice target area. Like triple top at 217.70 also makes a heck of a lot of sense there for Amazon. So this one goes. We're going to put that break in. I actually hadn't canceled that Intel stop. I just did. I mean, the 22 break. I mean, if it does it now, it's a little bit late in the day anyways, and it doesn't look like the market. I mean, the market's moving down a little bit, but it's not tanking enough that I think that breakout is going to be good. I'm going to use an edge A stop on this one. Switch it up a little bit here. Not that it matters. I just like the edge A stops when I can use it instead of like a Nasdaq scan. So we break out. Going to take that last shot. I did take out some of Hood when it lost VWAP. I had take profits out there, so it's going to say short. It's going to look like a short sell, but that was just covering some at VWAP because I didn't want to give the whole thing back down to 72.40. Just not looking strong enough here on Robinhood, so I trimmed some at break even so that if it breaks a stop, we lose half of what we would have about 5 minutes ago.
All right, yeah.
Larry Page's,
trimming.
I don't use edge A stops for the rebates. I use it because I just think it fills better on a breakout trade. But maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Okay.
That's my experience. They've been really good lately.
Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Just looking right here. I'm going to try to go back into Google, wondering if we just kind of got wicked out there. And it wasn't wicked out. I mean, we just basically paid the top right there for it. I don't know. I guess maybe it was. We're going to wait. Wow, Tesla is almost at our level of 330. Cannot believe this, man. Rewind it to 830 and you'll find out all about why we like this trade. It is your #1 trade idea today on there. So banging it out with Tesla here again today. Still going, man. I'm going to put the stop now at 324.99. I mean, like I said, man, we just keep on going higher and higher and higher in this name. And then here comes, I mean, Nvidia is also another name that's really starting to go. Let's take something out here at 91 if we're lucky enough to do that on Google, as maybe we continue to fall back just a little bit. We could take our, what are we short at here? 03s. I don't know. It's right back to flat there anyways. All right, scan that QR code right there. Find out why eSignal is the best charting platform, something I've been using for 24 plus years. Again, it's the back testing. It's the reliability of the charts. It's the fact that it is a all-in-one platform for you. Get all your needs covered with eSignal. Connect over 50 plus brokers. Grab those scanners, over 500 plus symbols available there, and it is 1 month for free. So, you know, make sure you do grab that with eSignal. Scan your QR code right there. Let them know you're coming from Trader TV and grab your 1 month for free. But yeah, there it is. So, hey man, okay, so our stop was going to be on a break rate, basically right here. It looks like Google wants to keep going, even though the market right now is kind of edging downside. So we'll try, what am I short at right now? 05s. We're getting close, man. I mean, it sucks to give back some of what we've already made on this in trying it. And again, some of these news plays, you get a little bit caught up in thinking one way when it's kind of the other. So 178.36, last straw for me on that one. If the Google breaks higher, then it breaks, and it breaks our back. We are now into Google one last time. We'll see what winds up happening there on this play. So that's Google. Like I said, Tesla, everything else is working out for us. It's just right here, right now. We wait. As Google was strong, and then we got that story, maybe the trade desk could be something as well. There goes Google pulling back in a little bit right there. Now we're short at 11s. All right, maybe just to take 10 cents for 10%, we'll try, oops, the trade desk goes down on that news as well. You guys, I was just looking at Google, you didn't see it. There's a little bit of a flush on Google right there, but it basically stops again right where we were bidding at 03s. So hopefully we can come back in and grab that right now, try to make, are we bidding 03s? Yeah, there it is. Okay, there it comes. Okay, so now we're finally in. We just got out of 10% more of it. We'll get out some 99s. We took that just real quick like that. And now we'll go see what Adara's up to.
Keep an eye on Starbucks and Microsoft here. CNBC reporting that Starbucks is apparently rolling out Microsoft Azure OpenAI assistants for baristas. So Starbucks reportedly incorporating some AI here, a little bit of pop for this one. Then we have Microsoft. So Business Insider, in addition to this Starbucks story here, Business Insider reporting that Microsoft is working on a deal to add 1 million Copilot users from a single customer. That's according to an executive in an internal meeting. So clearly it sounds like there's a pretty big customer on watch here. Would have, I guess, lead to a lot of Copilot users. Again, we don't know any details here, but keep an eye on MSFT. Back to you.
Yeah, heading a little bit to the downside there. Tesla absolutely rocking. Someone just said 333. Fill in the gap. Why not? I don't know why 333. This close here is 330, and that top there is 335. So I guess the middle of that range makes a heck of a lot of sense. I think holding out in this move to like $360 makes some sense, though, from the lows. Seems like another round trip. Does look like it's in play. I just saw in the chat there, Bobby Axelrod. What up, Bobby? Love the show. Love your firm. Billions is great. Although when you left the show, the show was terrible, and I stopped watching it. Cross fingers, it's your birthday for BBAI and Joby.
BBAI is going on.
BBI, yeah, I think that's going. Joby, I don't know what Joby's doing because we didn't look too much at the aviation. Like yesterday, yes. Today, no. Unfortunately, but yeah, Joby looks fantastic. Mitch liked RCAT the best this morning, and the charts looked somewhat similar, but there's nothing about this that looks bad. Do you need to cross your fingers when it's working? I don't think so. I think you run this one into the high. It's a nice little breakout. So yeah, I'd say looking fantastic. BBI, I know you're in. I haven't really looked at BBAI today, so couldn't comment. I know we were looking at some of the eVTOL names that's before. But yeah, this is nicely basing out. That's the best I could say for it. Amazon, I'm close to saying like it's like put up or shut up. It's very close to making this breakout trade. It just keeps on tagging 17 and trying to break the 10s. There it goes. I guess we just had to call it up and it would finally break that local high. So prior bar sits at 80s. So that's where the stop goes on my breakout trade. I'm just going to throw the stop in there, and I just heard in my ear that Funware is going. My guess is Funware is moving. Well, you know what? Actually, I don't have a guess because Funware is a DJT stock, not a GameStop stock. My first thought was like, oh, Funware is going to go because it's a meme stock. But no, Funware is the one that moves with DJT. Apparently, that's on the move. So stop here is underneath 80. First profit take is at 1-to-1. And now I'll go look at Funware for everybody. What's this doing? Oh, no volume. Pass. I see the candle. It's up 13%. 800,000 shares in volume. And one volume spike and no follow-up. Since I pulled this stock up, there hasn't even been a print on the time and sales. So that makes it a very, very easy pass. If something's moving on news or it's moving on a breakout, it's always a pretty significant tell if you pull it up and you sit there watching and nothing happens, especially this late in the day. So yeah, ignore Funware for now.
All right.
Well, I mean, you can do what you want to do. For me, I don't like it if there's no volume.
Yeah, yeah, today's been, like I was saying, a back and forth kind of a day, guys. So we're just going to have to, we only have 7 minutes now until the imbalances. I mean, we could have a quick little look to see what's on them right here. And there's not much, man. I mean, BNS, Bank of Nova Scotia, it's Canadian Bank, looking for a sell right there. TRP, these are all broker-related plays. Okay, Nvidia's finally starting to go back. We're almost out of all of these. What I really need to happen is Google to go down, but Google looks like it wants to go higher right now as we're still short 178.33. But Nvidia's pulling back in a little bit, so is Palantir. But this is what's going on. Most of these imbalances aren't going to be major names. We'll wait for 350, and then we'll get updated. We'll get the Nasdaq, and all of the live imbalances will fill out for us again. So just an out there at 133 when we broke below on Palantir. Like I said, we're trying to do the best with the least here because we only have 4 positions, but Google we're almost out. If this breaks 325, we're out of Google, man, to stamp a $12 winner on the books there for I wish for Google, for Tesla. So that looks like that could be coming out very, very soon. I know we had Neil was on Robinhood and Intel, so we talked about those. The TQs and Uber maybe. No, nothing going on there. We just talked about
Uber, everything was great in Uber until that. The second you saw a moving cyber taxi, whatever, Tesla, it was just, it just got punked, man. And ever since then, you couldn't trade unless you bought the initial dip. I still like Uber. I think it'll be fine, but for temporarily, while you're watching Tesla do what it's doing, I just don't think you want to be on the bid of Uber yet. Call it a yet. It's still going to have its day. I'm not sure. I think it's just a bit of an overreaction. It was up 4 days in a row, and clearly Tesla's going to be the one here, at least for now.
I feel like there's going to be a buy imbalance on Google for sure.
Well, I'm thinking, if you look at the market today, buy imbalance makes a lot of sense for like 3 reasons. One, uptrend off of a down move at the open, and then the second reason, excuse me, is these crazy bottoming tail wicks that you see. Like, we've had 2 liquidity grab events which have been immediately bought back up when we had the liquidity grab. And I'm not talking about just individual stocks. The Nasdaq has done it a couple of times. So to me, that means that there's buyers in here buying up the indexes, every single massive drop they've got for liquidity. And if they're going to do that, then why not put it into the auction if they're not done? So that's what makes sense to me. That said, I put an Amazon here. My stop is not moving. There's only 5 minutes till the imbalances go here. The millionaire says, go Weeble. Hopefully you mean that, because the Chicago Bulls ain't playing. So if you type in go Bull, you must mean go Weeble.
Yep.
I agree, but look at it. I don't have the poke me do something button here. But Weeble doing absolutely nothing. It's a couple of days in a row where it's tried to go, and it just can't get past 11.5. You know what that means. If it can't get past 11.5, that means when it breaks 12, I like it. So forget about this level. It's been failing it. The buys have been good underneath 11 bucks, but the breakout ain't happening until we break 12 on Weeble. So wake me up when that happens, everybody.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, those of you talking about waking me up, we called Target breaking through 100, so we're going to have to look at this coming up very soon, because Target does break through 100 like crazy time today, up to 102 right there goes Target, and falling back into 100. I thought I liked this name because of this potential break right there, but noticing where we stopped was basically at some of these top ticks as well. So I actually ran this idea by Brian last time. Well, maybe I'll talk to him about it again here tonight as he joined me on the market recap show. Every time Google dips down, I'm getting out of a little bit of this trade because it's just, it has not, oops, that's still a target. We're short right here at 41s. And I mean, it's just dipping back in. Like, all I'm getting is 40 covers. It's not, I'm just trying to like stop this bleeding a little bit. Here we go, bring it back. Oh, no, I missed it. I'm at 36s just to cover something. And if it does, I just don't, just bounced off 36 again, darn. That's gonna suck, man. All right, so that's a name that we're looking at right there as well. Something that we haven't looked at today, Circle. We can have a quick look to see what that's been doing. 106, okay, well, that's healthily coming back in as well for Circle. I mean, this name got way overpriced up there. And yeah, we were trying to get all over that short, but there's Circle. Circle is my #1 stock of the year, P&L wise, before, and that's of the year, imagine that, on what we did on IPO day. So that was obviously a very big day right there for Circle. It's probably true of many people. All right, CRWV as well, CoreWeave.
Best one in 5 years.
Yep, exactly. No, but I'm saying the #1 P&L name of the year. I'm saying it's already June. It's only June and we traded it 1 day. All right, so where it is right there, CoreWeave. It looks like 160. I mean, 160 was pretty good there. We'll see if 160 holds again. It did get up to 159, 158 and change. We'll see CoreWeave. I mean, this looks like it wants to come back in as well, topping out a little bit, barring any great news from an Nvidia or something like that. CoreWeave maybe does this soon. So I know that I
think it's downside from here on CoreWeave.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I think Sharif also believes that. I thought he was talking about some options. He's not here now.
Oh, he bought puts on this?
To clarify. I thought that's
so absurd. They've got to.
I don't listen too much, but
they've got to be so expensive.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Yeah, but that's the move, right? I mean, you're hoping for a bigger move. So we'll talk to him. I believe if you guys were watching that, you'd be able to know. All right, what he was doing there. All right, Tesla, man, we're out of it. What a face slapper, man. That was the trade right there, man. So we'll take $12, $13 on that. And it broke the high. It broke that 325. So with a minute and a half left until imbalances, feels like all these imbalances are going to be long, but that's just the stocks that I'm in, because there's, I almost said Nvidia, there's Google. It looks like it just wants to get up. So there we go, right? Like I said, I'm just trying to trade price action, and it's been wrong going short. And my mistake has been trying to judge the news. And I just think that it's a negative story, but the market is not negative about this at all right now, as it's actually going oppo the market. So yeah, here we go. 1 more minute until those imbalance data, and then we'll go from there. But right now, it looks like Google wants to go higher. So anything low, man, we're sitting on the bid. We just got missed at 36, which wouldn't matter. It's 5 cents anyways. Hopefully, we do get a downside push here with these imbalances, but not looking great now, as Google looks like it wants to take us out near the highs.
Oh, before I forget, I'm just going to mention this now in case I forget to mention this every single day going into the 20th. There's an expected gigantic buy next Friday on Palantir. Yeah, it's supposed to be close to 15 million shares to buy on the S&P rebalancing. Well, for Palantir, that's a big deal.
What?
Just in terms of volume. No, just like it's the largest of all of the. It's now a big cap tech stock, right? So.
Yeah, but I think Palantir does like 100 million.
No, I know, but like it's for a big category. Now it's in the category of the regular ones, right? So like I'm talking about like your Apples, like that kind of a thing.
Oh, we just got
the
filled on Google.
imbalances just came out. Did I get hit on the offer there? No, they must be buys because the market just spiked up a little bit, but I'm not seeing anything really pop up on the Nasdaq names. So more or less.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, like where's the Nasdaq names here? Marvell, 500,000 to buy. I'm kind of like I'm screwface here because I'm like, what? Like AMD, 500 to buy. Like these are like ridiculously small. I'm just gonna punch out some Amazon. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing no big Mag 7 names. Intel, 450,000 to the sell side. You're seeing the same thing I'm seeing, which is a heck of a lot of nothing on the locator. Yeah, so I guess. Pretty much nothing burger there.
That's a 327.
That's wild. Like I expected with the movement that we'd seen today and some of those liquidity grabs, you'd see some big buyers try to step in, but absolutely nothing. The market overall, 674 million to the sell side. Oh, sorry, to the buy side, which is super tiny. Maybe we'll hold on to the last third and get more than like 10 cents on this. The Dow is 276 to buy. The Mag 7's 124 million to buy. The entire Mag 7 put together, 124 to the buy side. That is super, super tiny. Little surprised. Those are the smallest imbalances I've seen in months. Like not no Nvidia there, nothing. Intel, which is up 8%, barely has an imbalance. So yeah, it is what it is. Probably just end up punching out of this flat, I think. Because I'm expecting there to be some movement on that, and you didn't really get it. So, I'm thinking if we break out the top, we get buy imbalances, and we take it into the high. Well, guess what? Maybe it didn't break down underneath my stop, but there also weren't any darn buy imbalances to take it higher. So I'm just going to punch out. I mean, it went at absolute best. It went 10 cents in the money there on Amazon. So I think that's kind of a trash move. I'm guessing we'll figure out what's going on with Intel tomorrow, but up 8%. Maybe it's the start of something, I want to say beautiful, but in Intel's case, maybe it's the start of something moderately adequate. And if it's the start of something moderately adequate, I feel as if 27 to 28 has been the stopping zone. That looks like a good spot to start looking for some shorts again. On Intel, because it's distinctly breaking the trend here today. And each time it's done so, you've had to wait it out for it to be a short again on Intel. Yeah, good day for Intel. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, exactly. Just watching out everything. GameStop still $30. It is having a move down here, as I think that's going to be the big name for us to talk about when we talk about the reporting right there. So Tesla did get to almost back to 327. You might have heard me say that. It got to 326.55. The high of the day on Tesla, we almost nailed that top. We talked about it at 330. It gets to 327.85. And it's impossible to predict where stocks are going to go, but that was a pretty good guess. And we got stopped out already right there as we came back in like a crazy and printed us below 325. So Tesla was just a great trade today. These longs early just obviously never hold enough, but still held enough to make it a good trade. So that's going to be a good one there. We're just going to get out of everything else, man. Okay, now Google wants to spit downside a little bit there, but there goes Nvidia. So we're going to have to try to get out a little bit of Nvidia here as the market just gives it to us. We'll get some out at 38 if we're able to, and then just all of it, and then Palantir as well. We'll get all of it out right there. We'll just punch out at 58. Oops, that's still Nvidia, my bad. There was Palantir. We got 58s. I just punched out. So we're just punching out of everything right now. We're out of Nvidia at the same price. We're just getting on late right now in the day. Like if these imbalances flip over and go the other way, there's Nvidia right now with a sell.
Apple's now a sell.
Yeah, so Apple just came in as a sell, as probably Google. Yeah, there goes Google downside as well right now. So yeah, lots of stuff happening. We did get a little bit of a flip up right there at the end of the day. So some of these names starting to go down as the Nasdaq bleeding just a little bit here into the close. What was a successful day got more successful there in the afternoon, but Google sent us for a little bit of a ride. There it is. Nice pullback into the 50 period again. Just too bad that I just thought that it was a short, but you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt that much, but still comes in a little bit there. Google giving some back on what I thought was a negative story, but apparently not. So good job there. Palantir, Nvidia. It looks like Palantir nicely moving off of my stop out there. Again, we only had 5% left of each of these, so not the end of the world. What's up, Adara?
The show is brought to you by Trade the Pool, one for all. This is the new trading competition from Trade the Pool. It's never been done before. Everyone will be trading together on one shared account with $1 million buying power. Starts June 16th, ends June 18th. The goal, beat the QQQs. For example, if the QQQs move by 3% up or down, we aim for more. And what's in it for you? Everyone wins, plus $675,000 in prizes. That is 20 evaluation accounts up for grabs. One account, one mission, one for all. Scan the QR and join the team now. Back to you.
And, oh, I like it in there. Sebastian in the chat. We love you, Sebastian. Says, Viva Italy, greeting to the crew.
Yeah, I'm asking him what part of the country he's in right now.
That's the second time we've tried to figure it out. The next time I go to, I know this is ridiculous, it's stupidly cliche. The next time I go to Italy, I want to see the Leaning Tower. I don't care whether it's like yeah, I mean, whatever. People say it's like, oh, it's such an overrated thing to do, but I want to do it. Rome was absolutely fantastic the last time I went. It'll probably be a couple of years. More places in Europe that I'd like to see. And I was pleasantly surprised. Like Budapest, I had no idea what to expect. I knew what to expect because you had been to Rome and you talk up Italy and everyone knows what's there, but I had no idea what to expect. And Budapest was absolutely beautiful. I'd love to see Spain. I'd love to see Barcelona, Madrid, like that kind of.
Well, now you're just saying places that you're going to go to for free, man. We have all those places.
Well, but once I'm done those.
Yeah.
Once I'm done those, then I want to start to see other places. Like the next thing is going to be Spain and London because those are like the company destinations. Yeah. But London, I've been to London before. My wife goes there for business. So I feel like that'll be the last of the list. Come to Germany. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Why not? I failed German. The only class I failed in university was German. And I remember the moment when it's like, I should just get out of this class. Because it was in my program, you had to take 2 language courses for, I have no idea why they even had that in my program, but you had to take 2 language courses. And so I'm like, yeah, what, German, why not? I just didn't even think about it. And then I figured out that there was this cheat code that you could take 2 classical studies courses and they counted as 1 language, which is great because like it's like Greek history, which if you can read, then you can pass that course. But I was a math guy. I absolutely hate languages, and I've just never been good at them at all. But shout out to Germany. That stunk. Spanish was easy to pass. That's what I took for the.
Yeah.
Don't ask
we
me
have
to
to do
speak
French
it now, though.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't like French.
Just coming in, let's check out on Eli Lilly, man, a name that, okay, yeah, this was a good one. I wanted to add more to this position. Eli Lilly right here, just off to the races, up $8 here near the end of the day as it just continues to climb just a little bit higher as well. So Eli Lilly making some good moves here into the close, up to 808 and heartbreaks. So there it goes, man. President Trump will be speaking in just a couple minutes. We've talked about that a little bit.
This is a planned engagement.
Yeah, planned, exactly. So Adair and I will have that, obviously, on the recap show, as we'll bring you all of that news and more, including earnings from GameStop. Let's just have a quick look to see where that is right now. $30.18. All right, I'm going to log off right now. It was a pretty exciting day overall. But yeah, Tesla could have been a little bit heavier there. We did pretty good on Nvidia there at the end of it all, buying that move. Obviously, we got our last little bit there, we got excited with the imbalances and got taken out. And our TQs, man, that's the crazy. That to me is like, whoa, something happened there. We got stopped out. That could have been a lot bigger as well. But yeah, so far so good to end the day. All right, man, I'm out of here with only a minute and a bit left. We have nothing else to do. All right, good luck. Well, I don't think there's anything to do.
Yeah,
there's
nothing to do left. It looks like Amazon did go. There was no buy imbalances. That was the theory for myself. You heard me give the reason why I thought there'd be buy imbalances. It ends up going without a buy imbalance, so it is what it is. I flattened that trade. I can't believe somebody's like whale buying 22 on Intel. It's hilarious to watch because it's doing a ton of volume into that level, and someone's just buy. I have no idea why they like it so much, but somebody likes it to the tune of 8% to the upside, leading the semi names for the first time. I have no idea when the last time these guys led the semis to the upside. It's certainly been a very, very long time, percentage-wise, that you're going to have this be the biggest gainer. I mean, Nvidia is up 1 point, and you think it should be breaking all-time highs? Yeah, why not? Let's have the worst semi-name look the strongest there today. Oh, goodness, Trader Forever. We didn't mention Netflix. I saw a bunch of people in the chat, Netflix, that short all day long, but look at the bounce. When in doubt, zoom out, everybody. But also, when in doubt, make sure you get to the closing bell with Adara. Right now, get the camera off me. We'll get the closing bell. It's been a wild one, but it's about to close in 3, 2, and 1. Let's ring it. But it's not over, everybody. Why? Because GameStop, GitLab, both of these expected to be movers. GameStop not exactly having a very good day on the day today. But remember, decent enough short float here. We've seen it go before. Do not forget, this is also now a Bitcoin play. You briefly were above. We were just above 110. I guess we didn't close above 110. No, we did not close above 110. Another failure up here at the 110 level. That's okay. Higher lows going into this on Bitcoin. Still like it. But GameStop is going to be able to move with Bitcoin now that they're doing the whole Michael Saylor thing for sure. GitLab, I don't believe they're out just yet. I just saw a bit of a volume spike on GitLab. That could have just been the closing print. Maybe there's some action here on GitLab. It was a little bit of a spike into 49. My guess is somebody just fat-fingered it a little bit early here, as I'm not seeing any follow-through whatsoever. So yeah, GitLab, I thought for a second there this was going to be out, and I'd show you guys the chart, but I think some fool probably just fat-fingered this after the close, and now they're probably hoping that it comes to the upside because they did buy it up there. Big shout out on the ones and twos. Fabian, of course, and Andre, Ramin on the socials as we always do. Shout out to the midday. But it's a market recap time. We got Brian Shannon, special guest, joining Sean and Adara for some GameStop earnings. Maybe they'll squeeze. Maybe they won't. You'll find out.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the market recap show. It's Adara. It's myself. We're really excited to have Brian Shannon back with us today.
Yes.
I think it's been 2 weeks or so.
Been at least
I think.
2.
So we're excited to have him back. That should be a lot of fun. We are waiting for GameStop. As soon as that hits, we're going to have that live. We've got Benzinga Pro in our ear right now. We're scanning everything. We've got GitLab earnings on touch for us here today, as well as Stitch Fix. Here's GameStop right here, just to give you an idea of what's going on right now with it.
Numbers are not out yet.
Yeah, no, nothing going on right now for there's a little bit of a tick. Anyways, it's going to go back.
Numbers are out.
There we go. Now the numbers are out right now for GameStop.
I can start.
We're going to parse through them if you want to, yeah, because right now it's not moving around too much, but here we go. What do we got?
So I think the biggest thing here, and they say this in their own report, their net sales are down year over year, guys. So they reported net sales of $732.4 million compared to $881.8 million last year. So their earnings dropped by roughly $150 million on a year over year basis. That's sales. To be fair as well, we were expecting, I was seeing anyway, estimates of $750 million. Again, they reported $732.4 million, so it looks like a bit of a miss here. They're selling general administrative expenses dropping on a year-over-year basis. Operating loss, though, contracting on a year-over-year basis, which is always good. Smaller year-over-year loss. Their loss also included $35.5 million of impairment charges related to their restructuring efforts. They apparently, I guess they completed the divestiture of their Canada business, and they purchased 4,710 Bitcoin between May 3rd and June 10th for cash. We know people really wanted this Bitcoin move, but yeah, it is worth noting 17% year-over-year decline in their net sales. And here are the whole numbers. As I mentioned, they did miss on sales, $732.4 million versus $754.24 million expected, but adjusted earnings are a beat, 17 per share versus 4 cents per share expected. And as I alluded to earlier as well, their operating loss getting smaller on a year-over-year basis is always a good look, Sean.
Yeah, we're going to wait right now for Donald Trump as well speaking, so we'll see if there's anything that's moving the market. But unfortunately, I'm not going to slap a fail on the report, but just a fail on the move, because what we were looking for was about an 11% or so move on GameStop. The numbers are out. So 4,700 Bitcoin bought over the last month. I don't think we got an average price, but it's probably around this 104, 105 area right now. So GameStop trying to make some moves here. 4,700 Bitcoin. That's a pretty decent amount there, but we knew that was coming. So now there goes GameStop, and just looking at a daily chart, it's just not doing much at all right now. I mean, $29 as the bottom. 30, we can even zoom in just a little bit just to show you. Nothing really going on here on the daily chart for GameStop right now. I was hoping for an excitement play here in the after hours, but it looks like GameStop right now, if anything, trying to go a little bit lower. So 4,710 Bitcoin is what was bought by GameStop with an EPS, which is a nice beat, man, 17 cents versus 4 cents, but the sales miss. So a beat on the EPS, which is nice, and a miss on sales, and the Bitcoin story is now out, and it doesn't look like GameStop, unfortunately, it needs a little bit of a blitz to it right there. GameStop not doing too much, but yeah, we really love that movie, Dumb Money. That was a really fun movie. That was so good. Yeah, I heard that you watched it with your sister.
Yeah, I watched it on my own, and then I watched it again with my sister, and it was really fun.
Yeah,
I really
it's fun.
liked it.
It's one of those ones that just explains everything. It's pretty easy to watch.
But it's also the director has a good pedigree. It's the same guy that did I, Tonya. GitLab is dropping here, guys. I'm going to get that for you. Yeah, I'm going to have to read through these results. I will say right now, the revenue's up 27% year over year. I was seeing estimates of 212.52 million. They reported revenue of 214.5 million. So that does look like a beat, is up 12% year over year. Let me see if I have some of these other numbers here. So yeah, nice increase here in revenue. GAAP gross margin and non-GAAP gross margin, both, I guess, getting smaller here by 1%, so contracting by 1% each. Their non-GAAP operating margin, 12% versus negative 2% last year. Their GAAP operating loss looks like that's smaller. They actually made non-GAAP operating income this year. Yeah, I mean, these numbers do not look particularly rough here. You're going to have to wait and see. I also have Dave & Buster's. If everyone wants, I can go through that.
Yeah, they're going down.
I kind of went through the highlights of GTLB. Dave & Buster's for Q1 revenue, $567.7 million. That is down 3.5% year over year. Their comparable store sales down 8.3%. So their net income, I guess, almost halving here, Sean, from 21.7 million this quarter. Last year, 41.4 million. That is not a great look. And here are the Dave & Buster numbers, as we kind of guessed there, double miss. Adjusted earnings of 76 cents per share versus 98 expected. Sales, 567.7 mil versus 576.41 mil expected. Okay, great. Thanks, Adara, for all of that. Yeah, so it does look like here's the chart for play. And again, just what the implied moves that we had written down here for Dave & Buster's was 16%. So right now it's not really moving too much. We had GitLab as 13%. That's starting to go to the down. I mean, it's too bad that all these plays are downside because we like, more people tend to be longer than short, but there it is down into $43, $44 goes GitLab. Quick check back in on GameStop. Most of you are here for that. Over 5,000 of you watching right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We are minutes away from having Brian Shannon come on. I'm going to ask him about GameStop. I'm going to ask him about Disney. Look at this Disney chart there today. I want to find out what he thinks about this as we start to break out one more time right there on Disney. Stitch Fix you just mentioned was out? Yeah, I mean, I can go over the GitLab numbers again too. So now
let's see what Stitch Fix is doing first of all. Yeah, so 480 down to 420. So that looks like that's down 10%. Adara. Yeah, man, dealer's choice. What do you want to go?
I'll go over both. So GitLab, again, just to recap, I mentioned sales up nicely year over year. They did beat estimates, as we kind of alluded to. Adjusted earnings also beating estimates, 17 cents versus 15 cents expected. Now let's get into SFIX. Smaller than expected. This is a double beat here, guys. Smaller than expected loss per share, 6 cents loss versus 11 cent loss expected. Sales, 325.02 million versus 314.44 million expected. That's a double beat. Their sales, though, for Stitch Fix up 0.7% year over year. So small growth. They did have a decline here in active clients on a year over year and quarter over quarter basis.
That's funny. Everybody in the chat, like every single time somebody misses, they put in the chat, this company should buy Bitcoin. And maybe they should, but Stitch Fix probably doesn't have enough money to do that negative earnings per share right now. Well, you can have $1 and buy Bitcoin, but you know who did buy Bitcoin? GameStop. And GameStop right now, I don't want to say the word tanking, but it's not, I don't have too much nicer of a word. Let's just say moving lower. There goes it, completely reversing now to the downside, 28.60, 28.70, trying to come in 28.89 right now for GameStop. Here's a 15-minute chart. Oh wow, it did get down to 28.60 right there. So nice move. Well, nice move for the short anyways. Breaking through its level there from the 5th of June. So we do come all the way back in on GameStop. That's giving it all up right now and a little bit more. But I still think it's a pretty healthy play there. Anybody that loves Bitcoin, you have MSTR, you have obviously the Coinbase, the Marathons, and all the sort of the normal plays that we can think of. Maybe even a Webull got a bounce today as well off of some crypto announcements earlier on this morning. But here's Webull on the daily, kind of not doing anything. I bought some at $11 as a starter position. So yeah, I see everyone wants to know more about Trump. Believe me,
I don't have anything to tell you guys.
Yeah, there's no better reporter probably maybe in the world than Adara as far as looking for looking for Trump news related to markets and things like that. So we want to say a big shout out to her. So if there's anything that we have coming through on your president, or depending on where you're watching from, I guess. Is it 47? What is he? He's 40. He's
47, 45 and 47.
45 and 47. Okay, so right there. So what do you call it? Do you always call them the last? There's been
the previous.
I don't know. I guess you just go with 47.
Also, what's wild is he was the oldest president when he was first.
Yeah.
When he was first in, when he was the 45th. Then Joe Biden usurped him, but now Trump has usurped Biden again. So Trump is both the 45th and 47th, and first and third oldest president. Biden is number 2. So kind of a wild. I mean, to do age comparison from Obama to this latest set is kind of crazy.
Oh, I just heard in my ear that Trump and Xi meeting is going to be to align with the G7 meetings.
That makes sense.
So maybe we don't hear anything. I think the G7 is what, in 2 weeks, end of June maybe? So we'll wait to see that. He's not 86 soon. He's 78, I thought. Wasn't Trump 78 or is he 81? I don't know.
He's 79.
Okay, so anyways, I don't know why we're talking about his age. Okay, so that's Webull. Again, good opportunity today. We did have a nice high spike there. Got really excited real early on Webull, and then we come right back in the news again on Webull this morning. Was not listed on here anywhere. I can't remember why it was there, but they got some sort of a license. They did deal with Kalshi there, talking about crypto, so on and so forth. That is Webull. But all right, just to have a quick look at the overall markets today. We did have oil upside there as well as we continue to move a little bit higher on that spot. But some of the interesting names today, we did have Tesla. Wow, what a play for Tesla. Just continues to be impressive, man. Yesterday afternoon, we saw this move. Then today in the afternoon, we saw that exact same move pretty much. Just nice upside all day. It's always choppy early on Tesla. But again, today we get that nice talk from Donald Trump yesterday talking about how he's not getting rid of the Tesla. Starlink remains in the White House. And yeah, we like the name. Tesla continues to work. I think it's a good one, bouncing off of the 50 period right there. So we came in on that spat over Thursday, kind of got healed up a little bit on Friday, then yesterday and today, more upside plays for them. And I called 330 for Tesla. It looks like we almost got there, which I thought was crazy. And then we get to 360. I think by Friday, we look to take out some. But I could see a little bit of a pullback tomorrow. Let's wait to see what the broader markets do with the Nasdaq. We had a good move up for Eli Lilly today. I don't know. Novo Nordisk had some news with it as well. But Eli Lilly, what a beautiful candle today, especially when you're long. There goes Eli Lilly trying to get back to the 200 period up to 807. What a great bottom pick that was, around $720. I bought some at 750, exchanged some Google shares for Eli Lilly. I don't know, net probably still down on that. But there was the day for Google, man. Google actually middle fingered me a little bit there, gave it to me actually, what am I talking about, at the end of the day, because I was just really excited about this play back to the downside. Let me go into a 3-minute chart right there. So boom, there it goes as we get a report there that they are letting go of, I'm not sure the percentage, but certain number, I thought it was maybe 1,000 employees or so, sending some papers there, buying them out, early retirement for the search. But there it goes to the downside and then right back up. So I thought the same thing Neil thought. We all sort of thought that, hey man, this was a pretty negative story. But look where Google goes into. Of course, we get that little wick down into 175. But at the end of it all, it looks like we kind of just went back into the support that we had off open. Google remains strong. I started shorting this name and I did not believe it. But at the end of the day, still takes me out. The short was wrong there at the end. Google, nice upside play. Microsoft, one of the best looking names as far as Mag 7 goes. And the reason why we say that is it already took out all-time highs. So Microsoft's already above its all-time high. We previously had that posted up there. I think it was 471, 468 or so. That's basically where we are right now. I actually liked it on a 471 break near the end of the day, but that didn't happen. It came close enough to doing that in the aftermarket. We were liking it right there. It does fall back in. Watch out for Microsoft tomorrow. I do think there's something to go on there. And a quick watch before we go over to Brian. He's not here yet. Should be coming soon. We'll wait for Brian to come through. But here's GameStop. Another pushed low side right now. Tried to get back to 29. Does fail 29. Quick look at GitLab to see what performance GitLab is having tonight. Not good at all. Down 12% as GitLab misses. The other name was Play It Again right there. Dave & Buster's. Nice move down, almost all the way back up. Relatively flat there for PLAY. So it's Play, it's GitLab, it's GME, and it's Stitch Fix. The three biggest names that we're reporting today, and this only has a market cap of 500 million, so not big and not affecting the market too much. Wow, we did have a run up on BTC, man, and I thought Brian was maybe talking to us about, was it Solana? Maybe might have been one of his looks. Solana actually had a nice move today up to 163. But there we go again as we refresh this. 110 came into play a couple times. I tweeted it out yesterday as we had that 110 break. 110 broke again around 2 p.m. today, but fails back. Look, man, I talked to Brian. I talked to most of our guests about crypto. I know it's a very popular thing to do, but I don't know. It's looking like it's getting a little toppy up here. You have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 out the door. I just made that up. I don't think we're going out any doors though right now. If anything, I still think Bitcoin breaks the highs at some point. You know, we really like this name. It's easy to say, hard to do. There is a lot of money that needs to be put into Bitcoin to get it to move, but we'll see. 112 right now is the high watermark there for crypto. So, yeah. But today we had a big move actually. And again, I know I've talked to Brian about this. ETHE, Ethereum today, nice move, up 7%. And maybe this name looks to break out again. A little bit of choppiness here as we finally figure it out. Breaking above the 200 period moving average. There goes the Grayscale ETF with ETH. Nice move back up there to the upside. And then of course, Adara, IBIT. And I know we're gonna go to Brian in just a second. There goes Bitcoin upside as well as we look matching basically 1-to-1, right? The only problem with trading IBIT, Adara, is if there's a big move over the weekend, it's closed. You know, we do have Blue Ocean and some other ways to get in and out of some of these names, but liquidity is going to be in question. Now with IBIT, you know, you just wait for an open market, you can get out. For me, why trade something? And I know Sharif's in IBIT, and I know that there's a lot of, you know, depending on who your broker is and all that kind of stuff. But I do know that we also hold on-chain Bitcoin as well. If you do hold Bitcoin, put it into a ledger or something like that, or even into a Coinbase or something. I'm not sure they're going to get hacked, but, you know, if you have crypto, keep it on a well-established exchange somewhere. I don't know. I don't want to say that and then all of a sudden Coinbase get hacked, but you do have cold storage availabilities as well. Definitely get into that. But yeah, ETH, definitely a nice move today. Right there, ETHE is what I look at, the Grayscale ETF. There's a few others. Isn't there ETHA? Is that another one there? Yeah, so that's another one right here as well. The iShares. So big move. I'm gonna have to find out which one does the most amount of volume because we always look at IBIT. We might as well look at ETHA as well. So, all right, marijuana moving around a bit today. Uranium finally pulling back. I mean, uranium might just give us a dip buy opportunity. Look, there's no one better to talk to about charting or anything like that than a good friend of ours. He is the author of Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. Let's bring him in. It's Trader Talk with Brian Shannon. Hey, Brian, it's been a minute. How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I missed it last week, and you know, a couple weeks in April, I guess, as well.
Yeah, that's good, man. We're really excited to have you back. Thank you for coming back. I hope you're enjoying sort of the beginning parts of summer. It's been pretty gorgeous here around Toronto the last couple of days. Gets kind of chilly at night. What are you experiencing over there?
Yeah, same thing. It's beautiful sleeping weather. We get down into the 50s, so that's nice.
I know the thing is, though, the wife wants to leave the windows open, so we do that. But then these stupid birds, they start at 3 a.m. So it's like I hear everything. So I'm waking up, I'm closing the window every morning at 3 a.m., but it is great sleeping weather. Okay, what a wild day. I mean, there's been so many things to talk about. We had that crazy movement last week with Tesla and Donald Trump and Elon Musk sort of having their back and forth there. It felt like high school all over again. Were you able to look at that? Did you trade that? Or are you leaving that kind of stuff alone?
I have day traded it, not as well as you did today, Sean. But Friday or what was it? Thursday last week, I guess we came down to a 61.8% retracement, the anchor off of the April 7th low and the 50-day moving average. So that was a natural place to look for the buyers, but it was pretty volatile in there, as you know. So for me, it's been more of a day trading stock, and we're coming into your level, 330, which is, of course, where we broke down from. That prior support tends to act as resistance.
Well, that's a great honor that you were watching some of the show and we were talking a little bit about Tesla. To me, though, Tesla looks pretty good when you talk about it the next couple of days, because we kind of talk about it as being a cult stock. When I saw this thing move here yesterday afternoon and just start to rip up like that, there goes Tesla. So today I did have it on my mind. I wrote down 310 as a dip buy opportunity. We almost got into there, and then the break of the high of Tesla. Really, really like that stock. There's a name that I want to talk to you about that I've been really impressed with, and it's going to be Disney. I'm going to give you a second, maybe load that up, because maybe it's not something that's on your radar. But here's Disney right here. We've talked about it, Fabian. Come over here just real quick. I drew it on the main show there, but just too many tops making me a little nervous. It actually goes all the way back, and if I can actually maybe do a weekly chart on this instead of a daily. But Disney right there, we topped out in 22 around this level. We topped out again in 24 around this level. Now we're at 1925. Now we're at 2025, and we're all the way back to 120 again for Disney. I don't know. This looks like a roller coaster that I don't want to be on, but I am. What are we doing with Disney here? Looking constructive, I guess, for the long. I just think it's had such a huge move. I'm thinking about trimming some Disney here. You like the stock? You done any work on this, Brian?
I think it's always wise to look to trim some on a breakout, into a level that's been resistance. What I've got up here, Sean, is this, and I know we've discussed this before, and that's probably why I have it here, is this is the anchor off of the all-time high. And we spent 3 or 4 weeks under it just recently. Now we've broken back above that. So ideally, it can kind of hold above that, I'd say probably 110, 112 level. Hold that rising 20-day moving average, let's say, and as long as it's making higher lows above that, I'd say stick with the portion that you're looking to sell until it breaks the higher lows with that 20-day moving average. Try to maximize as much as you can, but it's just run 50% off the April lows, which is a huge move for Disney, and as you say, into this level that's been trouble before. So certainly you want to be a little bit more defensive and not adding to it, certainly.
And there it is right here, the author of Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored View Up, your second book. And thank you for bringing that up. I just dropped an anchor on there as well. I was like, why didn't I just do that at all-time highs? And so great little point there. And of course, with trading, trade ideas, we can drop anchors. And there it is coming in right there on the purple line. Okay, Brian, you had tweeted out something about Rubric right here, RBRK. So we're looking at that one, a little bit of a candle back in on the weekly chart right here for Rubric. Yeah, it's a first real pullback is what you were tweeting out a little bit there. So what are you looking at here for Rubric? They did have a decent earnings call, but since then, now it's 3 days down. I have a 3-day rule on earnings. So here comes Rubric right back in. Have you positioned yourself short? You looking to maybe play off some of this dip? What are you looking for RBRK?
I've not done anything with it. Actually, the main reason I posted that, I was asked about it. So I was pointed to the anchor off of this gap here in April and how it had been support previously. And this is a logical place to look for the potential of support. But below that declining 5-day moving average, I think if you're going to trade it, you've got to go down to a 1 or 2 minute chart. And we've still got the potential that, here's a 38.2% retracement of the April low to this high and the anchor off of the April 7th low. If we were to come in there, then I would be really more interested in it. So right now, it's just kind of something that someone asked me about, so I'm putting an opinion out there publicly.
One of the sectors, hi Brian, thank you for being here with us. One of the sectors I've been talking about a lot here in the market recap, because we just got a whole slew of earnings, is cybersecurity. We had CrowdStrike last week. Earlier, we had, of course, Okta. We had stuff like Zscaler. What are your thoughts on the sector? Do you have any favorites or anything you'd stay away from here?
Well, Okta, got hit pretty hard, and then you said Okta, right?
I did mention Okta, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still weak. I was thinking Crowd got hit hard, but it's bouncing back really nicely off of that 20-day moving average. So this is the one that seems to be the lowest risk in terms of where you can, set your stop and manage that risk against. Otherwise, Zscaler is the strongest one, but it's so extended up here, and it's just having some trouble with the 5-day moving average that I think it's late in here. So I would say CrowdStrike would be my favorite of these three.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, we really like CrowdStrike there as well. But best of breed has been Palo Alto. I don't know. Look, we've had Michael Noss on before, and he says he's not talking about, of course, you know Michael, and he says he doesn't like talking too much about AMC or GME or any of these trades because they're just kind of like those cult stocks that get pushed around. They're very heavily played with options. But we just had the report out from GameStop. They bought their 4,700 Bitcoin, so they're in that game now. But we already knew that, and the market doesn't seem to like it too much. They did beat a little bit on earnings. I think it was 17 versus 9 cents or something like that, and they miss on sales. But here in the after hours, if we come over to the chart, you're seeing GameStop right now at after hour lows, 28.40, and looking to go lower, now down 6%. The implied move was over 11%. For me, though, Brian, I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a roaring kitty or anything here, but right into there, 26 and change for the 50-period moving average. Looks like we also might have some support in and around here for GameStop. So I don't mind this. If it falls into those levels, maybe we can play that. If we have a couple bad days like that rubric off of earnings, if we have a couple negative days, I think GameStop looks somewhat constructive down here, especially if we get a chance to buy it near the 200 period. Are you in anything like this or interested in GameStop, or is this something that you generally pass on?
I generally pass on GameStop because, as you said, it is a cult stock. But the level I would look at in here, Sean, is basically where you said, really low 27s. That is the year-to-date anchor. That's that solid blue. It's the 50-day moving average, which is the dash blue. And this thick black line is the 2-year anchor. So that looks like the level that it's likely to come down into and maybe find some buyers. But generally, it's a broken stock right now. You've got to let it settle out or trade it off a 1-minute chart and day trade.
Yeah, I know there's also been, we talked about the hot sector as far as cybersecurity, another one, and you talked about nano nuclear, NNE, but I was just looking at uranium as well. You've left us with some decent ideas. I believe we talked about NNE last time or a few times ago, but uranium looks like it's breaking. I mean, this is just a daily chart here. I like it. URA. This is the Global X Uranium ETF. There's going to be a few other ways to play this as well, but now going on a weekly chart, I mean, I don't know. Kind of looks like we're trying to go through here. I just wonder though, is it too late? Like we got President Trump last week sign that bill, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and really, rocketed names like a new scale that we really like, man. I actually sold some of this at $30 right into that announcement, and it's gone higher. Today, SMR actually touched as high as $38 before falling in. If I call up a 15-minute chart, you'll see SMR had a great open and then a fallback as well. But NNE has been another popular name amongst day traders. That had sort of the same fate today as we fell back in. But I don't know. I feel a little trappish on this play. I'm not sure why. I just think that uranium's had a huge run up. We're not really making too much money in this space yet. We do know that Amazon's there. They're all looking to acquire more power, and it looks like this may be one of the ways. Any thoughts on the space in general or any individual names?
Well, they're really high octane stocks.
Yeah.
I mean, stocks like SMR, NNE, Oklo, they have 10% or greater average true range per day. So URA, it's kind of similar in a way to Disney, Sean. If you look at the weekly chart, we kept coming up to this 34 level. We're there again. We've broken out. After a 75% rally here in just the last 2 months, I agree with you that I think it's probably getting a little long in the tooth here. Probably time for these things to settle down a little bit. And NNE, that was, it was a failed move here today. There's no other way to look at that. So they're the high octane. You've got to be on them if you're going to be on them, or you're going to have to hold them with much larger stops because volatility is here in these names.
I wanted to ask you about a name that I think at one point you put a 40-year VWAP on this, and it was Intel. So INTC today with a great move, and we're actually unable to even find any information on potentially why this is happening. So, sort of my spidey senses go off, and I think that tomorrow or something you'll hear Bill Ackman's in this, or somebody did something here with Intel. But today, huge move up. If you look at my chart here on the weekly, and thanks for bringing the weekly to my attention. I'm looking at this a lot more often now. Still looks like it's not doing anything on this chart, and we can call this back a long time, and it's been hovering here for a minute. But, on the daily, we get a good-looking candle today as we take out the 200 period. Let's see if we can get back to this $25, $26 level. But what do you think about chasing names when you're up 8% on a beat-up name here? Intel, it seems like it's in the right space for chip names, but I don't know, taking out the 200, is this anything interesting? I mean, I'm going to do something that you have taught me. I'm going to put a anchored view up at this most recent high right there, and whoops, it went down to there. But anyways, we're almost around that anchor rate here of 22 bucks. Anything you're thinking about here with Intel?
For the first time in over a year, Sean, not only are we above the 200-day moving average, but we're above the rising 200-day moving average. If you look at my chart, this vertical line right here is where the stock was 200 days ago. So when we look at this line right here that I'm drawing these green arrows on, that was where we were 200 days ago, meaning we got rid of this data in the 200-day moving average calculation today. So that's the first time that we've seen a rally above the 200-day moving average. If you remember, when we were talking about it back in here, I said, I don't trust it because the 200-day moving average is still declining. Now things have changed. We're above a now flat to rising 200-day moving average. So it's in the best position it's been in for quite a while, for over 2 years, to maybe sustain some upward movement. So I think it's time to start taking it a little bit seriously and, maybe look for a pullback down to the week to date anchor and then buy strength off of that, something, something along those lines. But this is one to start putting on the radar as something more serious.
I feel like I have a sneeze coming on, but I'll mute myself to the best of my ability or throw to Adair if that comes on. Okay, I've thrown a couple names at you there. I mean, I could keep on going and going and going. Is there anything, it's 4:30 now, I want to thank you for joining us, obviously, but is there any names that maybe you've been talking to some of your subscribers about? And I want to make sure that everybody goes over, follows at Alpha Trends, one of the best follows there on Twitter, on X. And by the way, we are talking to the Educator of the Year awarded on stock. Another one for you there again. So what else are you looking at? And again, congratulations on that award.
Thanks, Sean. Uber is one that I'd put on Twitter last week at 84.10. I'm long that one still, and also long some Amazon from 207 and change. So riding those ones. I think for new money, though, a name that you and I have spoken about quite a bit because we get a lot of questions on it is Rivian. And very similar to what we spoke about just in Intel right now. This is the first time in quite a while that 200-day moving average also, here's where we were 200 days ago, that 200-day moving average is rising. We've got the 20 above the 50, above the 200. So we've seen a nice pullback in here on this daily time frame. Let me just clean some of this stuff up. This is the anchor off the April 7th low. We've just come into that. We're just above the 50-day moving average. When we look at a 30-minute time frame, we're back above that 5-day moving average. I'm just got long this stock yesterday, a little bit lower, but I still think it's buyable in here. I own it at 14.25, so it really hasn't done much of anything. But I think the risk goes below this little pullback low right in here that came off that daily chart. Rivian looks good because, again, if they don't scare you out on this move, they'll generally wear you out. And now these are the rallies that have failed with a declining 200-day moving average. Now we've got the rising 200-day moving average. I'll give you one more real quick because it's kind of on the same theme in terms of technical, which is SMCI. SMCI, for the first time in a long time, is about to have a 200-day moving average, which is declining. I'm sorry, advancing. By the end of the week, as we get rid of these 3 or 4 days, that 200-day moving average is going to flatten out and start to rise here. We have a 20-day moving average that it's holding right now. It's above the 50-day moving average. So SMCI, you know, I get asked a lot about this stock, and I haven't liked it. Now I like it. I think it's ready to get going in here. It might be a day early in here because the 5-day moving average is declining, but I like SMCI as well as Rivian.
Brian, you're speaking our love language around here. Rivian, SMCI, Uberman, all names that our crowd definitely likes to trade. Look, it's Brian Shannon at Alpha Trends. I guess they can find you. Is it the same handle on StockTwits as well?
It is, yep.
Okay, there it is. So, you know, wherever you are, go find this guy. Brian, thank you so much. It's Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. Go pick this up on Amazon still?
Still on Amazon, yes, sir. Thanks.
Perfect. There it is right there. Thank you so much, Brian. And we look forward to joining you again next week when hopefully I talk to you about a Nasdaq all-time high break incoming. We'll see if that can happen. And Bitcoin all-time high break. We'll see if both those things. Hey, give me the odds of those both things happening by the time I see you next week. You think it's 50-50? You think we get there?
Next week, yeah. I think we get through that and then probably start to come in a little bit in the Nasdaq. I think it's got a big giant magnet above it that's just pulling it up towards that level.
That's for sure. And Microsoft just broke all-time highs just a couple days ago as well. So there's a lot of things working out well. So, okay, I got to let you go. Thank you so much, Brian, for coming in. One more time, it's Brian Shannon, everybody. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, everybody.
All right, man. I mean, you know, we call him the best for reasons. I mean, right there, you ask him anything you need about the charting and giving us some names that we all love, like Rivian, Uber.
Yeah.
But you said there was some news on steel.
There is some news on steel here. I put it in the chat. Basically, Bloomberg reporting that Mexico and the U.S. here are closing in on a deal that would get rid of Trump's 50% tariffs on steel imports up to a certain volume. So not get rid of the tariffs entirely, but get rid of them on imports up to a certain volume.
Wait a minute, who's coming up with the deal?
Mexico and U.S., reportedly, according to Bloomberg.
So nothing on the Canadian side?
No, Trump is still talking, and he actually danced a little bit, which is fun.
What do you mean he danced?
Well, he played his glad to be an American, which plays every time he goes, and he just went like this.
Oh, he did that. What is this? What is this dance move again?
It wasn't his big, you know, I can't even think of how to do it. Now he's doing voices. He's doing like voices now. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, he's talking, guys, but it's not market related.
All right. We always do something fun near the end of the day, but first we're going to do roll call just to see who's still here with us because we got to get out of here. Over 3,000 of you watching. We want to thank everybody. I did a little bit of a roll call in the middle of the day, actually just before, I think it was about 10:30 on our first show there. I just want to say thank you, everybody. Hambone. Oh, I don't think I've seen Hambone here before. What's up, Hambone? Marcus Stevenson. If Mike Ryder is still here, shout out to you as well. Have a good day. You said you're not going to be here tomorrow. Anyone waving is going to get this. Siri Core Trader, what's up? Yabby Kidaboo, what's up? Indecisive Candle, those are the worst, man. But shout out to you. Yeah, I hate those indecisive.
But shout out to the person.
Yeah, LYYL as well. Go Bills. I don't know. As far as an AFC team, I think the Bills would be my favorite, but obviously a Packer fan over here. And a trader, dollar bill, y'all. Pitch Bull, Aura Alpha coming in as well. Sata Jinder is here. Daniel R. Robot. A nice one there. Sam Hambone, Alexa Bliss, and everybody. Alexa Bliss. Oh, that's she's a wrestler.
Okay.
But that's not going to be her.
No, probably. Maybe.
There as well. So, all right, we'll wrap that up unless, is there anybody you saw?
I mean, thank you to everybody for being here.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
That's it. Fabian's got to get out of here. All right. I was going to ask you what the last book you read was for this, but because... Okay, there it is. But because we just talked about the NFL, how about your favorite NFL team? I don't know if you have...
Okay, I mean, I have a favorite CFL team. For NFL, I'm going to shout out to Raheem Alani. I like the purple, the Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens.
Good, go Ravens. Another AFC team. We'll tell that to Neil. He'll be mad.
I know you're Packers.
Yeah, I'm the Packers. Yeah. And put your favorite team there in the chat, and we'll see. Yeah, Winnipeg in the house.
Get it, Gerald Fitz. Shout out to the 204. Yeah, shout out to Transcoda. Shout out to Gerald Fitz.
Yeah, Gerald Fitz is getting a shout out to 7-Eleven apparently.
Shout out to 7-Eleven too.
Right there, the home. I don't. 7-Eleven is not a Canadian company though, but I guess there must be more 7-Eleven.
It's
per
huge
capita,
in Winnipeg. Yeah.
We have one right outside our door. So, all right, thank you so much to everybody, man. We're back here tomorrow at 8:30. I cannot wait. Quite frankly, I mean, every day that we're able to come in and do a live show for you, which is every day, except for Juneteenth is our next day, the random Thursday that we have
next
off.
Week.
So next week, Thursday. But okay, until then, it's Wednesday tomorrow. We'll check you then as we'll watch GameStop, GitLab, and all these moves. Man, I'm excited for Tesla. Palantir taking out all-time highs. We'll see if that can happen one more time as Tesla breaks through 330 on the after show. Thanks to Darren. Thanks to everybody for staying late, especially you, Fabian, and everybody watching.
Thank you guys.
Until 8:30, we'll talk then.